Yeah. Hey, Tony.
Hey.
Tony.
Hey.
All right.
Yeah.
Hey, Tony, hit me with the clap. Tony,
Hey,
you
Tony,
ready?
I'm
Hey,
ready
on
for the
three.
clap.
All right.
Hit
On
me
three.
with it.
Tony, ready? 1, 2,
3. Hey, that's a clap right there.
Hey, Tony, that's a clap.
That's a real
Hey,
mobster clap.
You catch that live sporting event on the television recently?
Nah, bro, I don't fuck with that shit, bro.
And just like that, motherfuckers, we're
Hey,
back.
everybody.
You already know what it is. This is Too High for Fucking TV, where two
We're
guys
back.
get too high and talk about a little bit too much TV. I am one of the co-hosts. You already know. You should know by this point if you've been listening to this and you know who this is. You fucking rock. I am one half of this podcast duo. My name is Ryan Madrano. To my right and to your left is my boy.
Hello, everybody. I'm the other half of your Too High for TV podcast here. My name is Daniel Valdez, reporting for duty.
And we are motherfucking back.
Motherfucking back.
God damn it.
Here we go
good.
again. God damn it.
Saturday is my favorite freaking day of the week, it turns out, man.
God, I know, right?
turning into-
Like, I think I have to agree with you, man. It's quite a joy to get to do this shit all the fucking time. I'm trying to decide which one I want to smoke first now. I think I'm gonna go with this one.
Hell yeah. Let's cheers these joints.
Cheers.
Some
Clink.
pre-production. Got these joints rolled
That's right.
before the motherfucking
Yeah,
episode.
we have some people working off screen for us now. These
Yeah.
are already rolled for us when we got here.
Yeah, we have a hella people working for us.
We got editors, we got lighting people. I don't know if you guys can tell, but makeup and hair has gotten a lot better since last week.
Yeah, come on.
Seeing
look
as
at
how you
this.
can't see it this
Look
time.
at this. But hell yeah. How's it going, man? How we doing?
I'm doing pretty good, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I had a great day. Did some more like music recording stuff, music producing, I guess you could say. Just a lot of mixing, a lot of getting ideas ready to go on this album that we're working towards that we're gonna get to soon. Yeah.
Ooh, hell yeah, dude. That's
Yeah, so
fucking
it's a
great.
good day for me. I love spending my days that way. It's a nice Saturdays, like I've said before, are our creative days, you know? Like
Yeah.
get a chance to really hone in on the projects, the long-term projects that we got going on right
Hell
now.
yeah, dude.
Which
That's
I like.
fucking-
What about yourself? What'd you do today?
It was a good day, man. I actually I got another upgrade for my my little indoor growing I got going on.
Ooh.
If you guys know, a couple weeks ago I let you guys know I do. I am a grower, so I do grow as well as do this podcast as well as work. So today I added something to the grow. I had been wanting to add this for a while just because it was going to make my life fucking 20 times easier. It's called an aero mixer. Basically what this does is you put it in like your reservoir of like water when you're mixing your nutrients, and it basically just mixes all this stuff together, and it also aerates the water at the same time. So it's pulling in air and then mixing all this stuff at the same time.
Okay, cool.
And yeah, I wanted to
Sounds
get that
pretty
because
high-tech.
normally what I would have to do is literally just pour all my nutrients in a bucket and then fucking stir that shit by hand.
yeah.
And fuck, dude, when you
Takes
got
a
like
while.
gallons and gallons and gallons of water that you're freaking dealing with, like
Takes
it gets
a minute, huh?
it takes a minute and it gets annoying. And so today I was like, you know what, fuck it. I called the hydro store that I don't normally go to. I go there every once in a while, but I called them today just because I was like, you know, fuck it, let me see if they have it.
Mm-hmm.
Called them right when they open. Literally like a minute after they open. It was probably the first one that called.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey,
Receptionist up front was like, God fucking damn it.
I know.
Son of a bitch.
That's literally what I was thinking. I was like, am I really going to be that guy that calls right when they open? But I was like, you know what, fuck it, let's do it.
Yeah.
So I called them, and I was like, hey, you know, just looking for a product, see if you guys have it. And they're like, yeah, what is it? And I was like, oh, you guys have the aero mixer? They're like, oh yeah, we got the aero mixer. We got the small one. We got the big one. And I was like, oh, shit. You guys got a bunch of them in stock right now? They're like, yeah. So I was like, all right, I'll be over there
Cruising
right
down
now.
there.
Just took a shower real quick, went on over there,
Cheers.
grabbed it, and yeah, it made everything so much easier because it not only doubles as so it not only is a mixer and then an aerator at the same time, but then you can take that nozzle off and connect another nozzle to it and connect a hose, so it works as like a pump too.
Oh, cool. Okay.
So you can stop
Very cool.
you can stop the mixing and then pump all that stuff out, so you can you don't have to dump it all out.
I like it. Yes.
So yeah, it made everything 20 times easier because literally all I have to do is just measure all my nutrients out, pour it in my big garbage can that is my like reservoir, and just let it mix in there for like 30 minutes, and then I just come back and water, and then
dang,
and
that's nice, bro.
So yeah,
that sounds really nice. Not gonna lie.
it's something that came to my mind after last year when I did outdoor growing, and I had 6 huge plants, and I was literally filling up 5-gallon buckets like 4 times just to
Get the right amount of nutrients to everybody and watering and everything. Yeah,
exactly.
God
so
damn.
I was like, let's make my life a little bit easier.
Yeah, alleviate the process.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so I got that today,
Nice.
and man, I was so excited to use it, and I used it, and it was freaking great. It was fucking great, man. So that was my day.
Very nice. Always improving the grow, man. Always improving the process. I love it. Love it.
Oh yeah, man. But what do we got on the schedule today?
So we got a few things. We're gonna have to figure out some funny Ryan Reynolds thing to call it, because we got a Ryan Reynolds episode for you guys tonight. We're gonna back to back a couple of Ryan Reynolds movies that came out fairly recently. Free Guy might have been last year, right? Because
I can't remember.
I don't know. Anyway, we're gonna do Free Guy for you. We're gonna start with some of that, and then we're gonna move on. Free Guy. We're gonna move on to some Adam Project, The Adam Project, Netflix original. Kind of a throwback for us. Kind of connecting the dots in a way, you know.
If you remember episode 1, I believe we talked about things we were looking forward to. This was one of them, and it's finally here. So I'm glad that we're gonna freaking get to break this down, man.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. It's nice that we brought it up way back when, literally very first episode, and now we're kind of tying the knot. But yeah, we got some old school trailer talk for you after that as well, right? What are we going to be talking about? Trailers.
Got Obi-Wan, man. We finally got that freaking.
We kind of missed that one last week because we were dedicating it to Batman.
But it's all good. We're catching up. But yeah, so we got Obi-Wan. We also got Moon Knight, because they've dropped a couple trailers. They also dropped like a TV spot where you get to see like Oscar Isaac really getting down in a scene.
Good action scenes, yeah. Disney kind of always tends to pump up the marketing machine.
Exactly.
Getting closer to release. So.
And then we also got a video game for you guys this time.
What?
Yeah, so we're going to be breaking down the 14-minute gameplay release of Hogwarts Legacy. This is a game that's been coming out for a while now, and I've been looking forward to. And they finally dropped, the first 14 minutes of the gameplay. Yeah. And oh my god, it looks fucking great. So we're gonna
get real into that later.
We're gonna geek out about some shit,
because it looks like we're finally getting a good Harry Potter game. God damn it looks awesome.
But yeah, that's what we got. So shall we dive in? Ooh, I'm about to dive in.
We're gonna start with Free Guy?
Yeah, let's start with some Free Guy, man.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let me pull up the synopsis of the Free Guy.
Oh, I like it, yeah.
Because I feel like we always just try to sit here and
like throw a half-baked review of the movie really quick. So this guy did this thing, and his name was Guy.
He was a free guy.
He's a free guy,
Yeah,
But the thing is,
free world.
Yeah. But the thing is, though, is that he's not really free, So it's kind of like the artistic part of the movie.
So Free Guy, when a bank teller discovers he's actually a background player in an open world video game, he decides to become the hero of his own story, one that he can rewrite himself. In a world where there's no limits, he's determined to save the day his way before it's too late, and maybe find a little romance with the coder who conceived him.
Oh my!
And yeah, this main character is Ryan Reynolds. He plays the free guy.
He plays Guy.
He plays the free guy.
It's funny. His name is Guy.
We also got Jodie Comer. We got Taika Waititi.
That's the man, bro. That's Ragnarok right there, bro.
Wait, Dwayne Johnson's in this movie?
No way. Get out of here.
No, he's not.
Who do you play?
He's not in this movie.
Who do you play?
No way he's in this movie.
It was, real quick, just right off the bat, pretty satisfied with the movie.
Who does he play?
I liked it quite a bit. I had a good time.
This movie was great.
I thought it was very fun.
Yeah,
a good fun concept for sure. Very unique, I would say.
Yeah, it's like GTA-esque with the whole free roam game that they got going on called what is it called? Free City.
Free City. Yeah.
Basically, it's a free roam game. You can kind of go along and do whatever you want, like in GTA. Shoot people up,
You got your sunglasses people.
Yeah, you got your sunglasses people. Basically, those are your players in the world that go around, and the sunglasses basically give you the ability to see all the different playable things within the world.
Gives you mission objectives. You get a map marker, all that kind of shit. All the shit we see when we play video games.
That reminded me of Spy Kids, bro. Spy Kids 3D.
Oh, totally. Yeah.
It totally gave me Spy Kids 3D vibes. Totally. Just kind of like the way the world was, and the way when he puts on the glasses and you see all the words, and they kind of
like they're all shooting by and shit.
Exactly.
He walks by and kind of smack shit out of the air.
Yeah,
and gives him little health upgrades and stuff.
Yeah, so it reminds me of GTA mixed with some Spy Kids 3D.
Totally, I can see it.
I don't even know. It's a really good movie. I liked it a lot.
Yeah.
I was watching it today again, and what did it remind me of right away? God damn it! I should have written it down, but it gave me the vibe of some other movie. God damn it! I'm super pissed because it was some movie, and I was like, oh shit, I like that.
No way.
But yeah, dude, I thought this was a really good movie. I had a lot of fun watching it.
Me too.
I feel like with a lot of Ryan Reynolds movies, sometimes you go into it and you're like, all right, cool. They're going to fucking beat that dead horse again of Ryan Reynolds doing the witty jokes, the slapstick comedy, those one-liners.
It's the Ryan Reynolds you expect, man. Yeah.
And I mean, you get a little bit of that in here, not too much. It's very different than what you normally see Ryan Reynolds in. Right. I feel like normally they're just like, hey, Ryan, just go ahead and be Deadpool in this movie, and we'll just call it a day, and that's about it. Which is which isn't bad. That's his style of of acting, and
it's like his style of comedy too.
Exactly. You know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Totally.
So I have a lot of fun with it every time I watch his movies.
I do too.
You kind of always got to go into it with the idea like, okay, he's gonna freaking beat me in the face with a million one-liners, and I'm gonna probably love him regardless. But
because he delivers them very charmingly.
Yeah.
And what's interesting too is it's like in this movie they almost wrote a reason for him to be that way, you know, because he is a scripted character within the movie. Like he's an NPC, right? So he like wakes up and has the exact same fucking routine every morning, says the exact same one-liners to his best friend. What's his buddy? Yeah. Right? Like his security guard best friend. He's a bank teller, right? Yeah. And so his best bud is named Buddy. Yeah. And they're a great pair, dude. They're hilarious together. I love that.
Yeah. Who plays Buddy?
I feel like I've seen him in a couple of different movies.
Yeah.
But we are
Lil Rel Howery. Lil Rel. He's also in he was in Get Out.
Okay.
He was
yeah.
He was the TSA guy.
Yeah.
So okay. I love him. Every time he's in a movie, I love him because he plays that. He's hilarious.
He's
dude.
funny, bro. He's funny.
Yeah, this movie is great. I loved that. Again, you get Ryan Reynolds, which you get like the Ryan Reynolds you're used to. You know, he gives those one-liners, but he's very much this. Because I feel like in a lot of movies, he's this sort of know-it-all sort of type character, and that's why he gives you those funny one-liners. Like, it's almost like, he's belittling you in a way. Yeah. And this, it's very much just like, he's just
a sincere guy.
He's a sincere guy. He doesn't know what the fuck's going on. Yeah. He's kind of just like, oh, this is my world, and this is what I live in, and I kind of want more, but hey, I'm just kind of happy with where I am, you know?
Yeah. It's pretty great. It's a funny, start because you get introduced, I think, just right into the world, right? Like with Free City and shit like that. You wake up in that, and he's kind of doing a little overdub, and then you kind of cut eventually later, and you end up seeing the real world, right? And then he runs into the coder chick. What's her? I forgot her name.
Molotov girl.
Yeah, fucking Molly something, right, or whatever.
Don't have a good day. Have a great day.
Don't have a good day. Have a great day. Yeah, that's a good line, honestly. That one is funny. But yeah, so she after he gets the glasses and shit and stuff, he's decides to start leveling up his character or whatever. And I think it's great because he sticks to the nice guy, because he doesn't level up by going around fucking shit up and robbing banks and stuff, right?
Hey, be the opposite of Deadpool in this movie, basically.
It's crazy. He's just I
don't want to kill people.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
All right, well, fucking save people then.
Yeah,
son of a bitch.
It's funny. It's really good. It's honestly a good twist. I think they wrote it, or not twist, I don't know, but I think they wrote it pretty cleverly in that sense. They're it almost is a reason for him to be the way that he is regularly in movies while also turning that on its head.
Yeah. And I don't know, watching this really made me want to fucking, where the fuck's our Free City, bro? I want to play some shit like that.
Yeah, that's dude, I know, man. This game looks fucking lit. I guess that's what GTA's online is supposed to be like, but it's really hard to just get started on that shit now, bro.
You really have to get, if you're gonna do shit like that, you have to get into role playing lobbies and shit like that. Yeah, and that's that's
a lot of work.
That's a whole, because you have to literally take on a whole different persona, and if you don't, then you fucking die.
People are gonna fuck with you.
They're gonna kick you from that server.
Yeah,
but I don't know. I like this movie. I thought I had a great cast of characters.
Yep, for sure.
The romance that was in this wasn't, it wasn't bad. It was an interesting take, right? Because you have this romance that's going on between Free Guy and Molotov girl.
Yeah, within the game.
Yeah, but it's
fucking Steve Harrington, bro.
Yeah, Steve Harrington from Stranger Things is the guy who wrote the code.
He's the partner. They both created Free City. Yeah.
So Steve Harrington, or God, I gotta get this guy's name.
No, let's just call him Steve Harrington.
I don't want. I do that. So Joe Keery, he plays Keys in this. He plays Keys in this movie.
He's actually got a good name.
Yeah. Jodie Comer plays Molotov Girl. So basically, they came up with a game called. What was?
Damn,
I forgot what the game was called.
But it's like a fantasy game.
Yeah, it's basically a fantasy game where it's an observable game.
Yeah.
So they basically wrote this game, and the Jodie Comer's character, Molotov Girl, wrote the code for an AI in the game that basically over time the AI learns things and it grows and it grows into like a different character, and you get to see these characters grow and evolve and almost turn into people just within the game.
Yeah.
So that's the original idea from the game.
Yeah.
Taika Waititi's character basically bought the rights to the game, I guess, and sold it under his brand Tsunami, and basically changed the game to free game. But you find out, spoilers, you find out that he really just took their code and kind of redid it for his Free City game.
Yeah, he reskinned it and everything pretty much, yeah.
And kept their original design in the game, just kind of hid it from
with like a little barrier, which I'm sure you could probably do in the game for real if you wanted to. Yeah.
Yeah, they hid it from players, and the whole premise of the movie is Molotov Girl trying to find evidence that their game code is still within the game, so she can sue Taika Waititi's character for stealing basically their code and all that stuff. So that is her, that's her main goal. And Free Guy kind of comes along because he has this sort of awakening where he's like, I'm an NPC player, but I want more for my life,
That's the part where it got kind of weird for me, because spoilers for the movie, as if we've already said it a couple times, I think.
Spoilers, motherfucker.
Yeah, but like you're saying, the romance is an interesting take, because like there is Guy and Molotov Girl within the game, but then there's also Molly and Keys on the outside of the game. And so like you come to find out that like Keys wrote the code for this guy who was supposed to exist in the fantasy land, whose basically whole life goal was to search for like the woman that he loved, knowing that he would never see her because they weren't going to create her in the game.
Yeah.
And so like Keys, being the like crushy idiot he is like of course all in love with Molly, and so he like modeled the dream girl after her. And so that code transfers over into Free City and becomes Guy. Yeah. So when Guy sees Molly for the first time, he's able to like basically turn into the very first artificial intelligence, which is another like whopper in the middle of this movie. Like they just drop it randomly. Keys is just like, you can't destroy this. We just created the first artificial intelligence. And I was like, you did?
Just for a game?
Oh shit. Yeah.
Like not for anything like really beneficial to society or anything like that. Just
just happened in a game by accident because he was in love with the girl he was working with.
Yeah, exactly. It's
a weird twist. It's like part's.
It's an interesting love story because the love story you're focused on is between a Guy and Molotov Girl, but then in the end you see like, oh my god, it was actually between Molly and Keys this whole time, which they like alluded to a little bit in the movie, but it was never too much like
it wasn't super explicit.
It wasn't like in your face, like they tried to make Keys be like, oh my god, I still love Molly. Yeah. Like where sometimes they can kind of like beat you over the head with that.
Like he definitely gives her the longing looks, like when they pass by and shit, or when they finally start to meet up and shit. Like he looks sad, but he's not.
And when she's like, I kissed him, like her character in the game like kisses Guy, and he's like, what? Wait, what?
Yeah.
Like that shit was freaking hilarious.
Yeah, it sure was good. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I loved all like, the little Easter eggs that you got from, obviously pop culture in this movie. You got
a lot
like
of good ones.
In the end, he's got a lightsaber.
Oh, I love it.
You have the freaking blaster from fucking
Portal.
Portal. You have the portal. You also have the one that pops out of his hand. Who is it?
Mega Man.
Mega Man.
Yeah, he's got the Mega Buster.
Dude, yeah.
It's great. Yeah, honestly, that fight scene was dope. So like fast forwarding through basically the whole story, a bunch of shenanigans happen. They basically show a bunch of gaming, like just shit you'd honestly see on YouTube from Grand Theft Auto Online or something like that.
Yeah.
And he ends up like super fucking powerful. Like apparently being good in this game like levels you up really quickly. And so he's like super strong with the glasses on, and they have finally figured out like where the fucking like secret fantasy land is, right? Like the other world or whatever. It's like beyond the beach, past the ocean and shit.
Oh my god, it's beautiful.
It's beautiful. But like not before a super crazy cheesy in my opinion, scene where they basically Taika Waititi's character, once he realizes that it's Molly and Keys who are like fucking with the game to try and get like unveil their code so they can win like this lawsuit that's just happening in the background kind of. Fucking basically shuts down and resets all the fucking servers for the entire game, and everybody's like, what the fuck? Like, everybody gets kicked off. It's also too, it's a fun thing to mention is it's like they have a lot of actual like gamer YouTubers and shit like that in this movie.
You have like Pokimane in there. I think Mr. Beast is in there. Is he in there at one point? Someone's in there at one point. But you have a lot of streamers, which was cool.
It was a nice little touch, kind of a real world thing.
Yeah, I'm not super into like the streamer world, like all crazy, so I didn't know like a bunch of them, but I knew like, okay, those are some,
they're familiar faces. You see them on your thumbnails when you go onto YouTube for sure.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But that was cool. That's a way to like, I like when they do like little things like that to help tie it into like the real world, Yeah,
it's the same thing we talked about 2 weeks ago with Texas Chainsaw and the fucking scene with the live video of him getting killed and shit,
Yeah.
It's like a nice real world tie.
Yeah. I mean, I liked this one a little bit better.
More?
Yeah. Yeah, just because, I don't know, like I said, like I'm watching this movie and I'm like, fuck, dude, I want to play a game like this so bad.
For sure,
like,
honestly, yeah.
I feel like as much as GTA and stuff is like that, like there's really no like, I don't know, like there's no immersive game like that.
And definitely not that immersive for sure, to the point where you can like VR your way into the game. Because like for the players, I don't know, it's interesting because like the players, I think this is where the movie kind of breaks the reality of like how a game actually works, because the players in the game are 100% fully active, like people. Like they can do any little intricacies that we can as human beings. But then when they cut to them, they're just playing on a keyboard and a mouse. Yeah, they're like not in goggles like Ready Player One on a little running machine and shit like that. Which like obviously I'm sure there's probably been comparisons to that movie. I could see where that comes into play, but I feel like it just exists alongside it as another video game movie. Yeah, but yeah, it's interesting. I don't know how that works, right? Like, because they're just like, it's funny though. It's really
people that are good at keyboard and mouse games are fucking light years beyond me.
That's true. They can do things that
I have a friend Connor and his brother Kieran who are like just super good at fucking video games. It's kind of fucking insane. Like how good playing games with them and like they pick up a new game and they're just like, oh yeah, cool. Like oh yeah, I get it. Like I get like this new game. Yeah, like we would play. Ever played Splitgate? It's a game where it's like Halo mixed with Portal almost. Oh, like if basically you were playing Halo and they gave you portal guns.
That's awesome.
And you could portal across the map, right?
Yeah. Totally.
So
that's cool.
Like we all, I don't know, me and my friend group, we just get into these random fucking moments in time where we just are super hardcore, like on a game where we're like, we all just randomly happen to have like a lot of like the same time off, and we're just like, all right, let's fucking hop on this game. And so Splitgate happened to be one of them. And oh fuck, dude, just getting in the games with those two, it was just like, all right, guys, like I'll just do what I can, and you guys just do the rest.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
But I liked this movie a lot, man. It was fucking great. I thought I want to see Ryan Reynolds in more of like these roles where, it's a little bit more wholesome. He can do that. That wholesome, like give a little feel to a role, he's not just all like,
he's not sarcasm the whole time.
He's just not Mr. Sarcasm, not Mr. Deadpool all the time.
A little more authenticity. Yeah, not that he's not like that. It's not a question of his acting ability, we should say. Like,
no, it's for sure not. Like I love Ryan Reynolds.
It's just in terms of like the humbleness of the characters that he plays. Yeah, like, it is a nice, refreshing change of pace for him.
Exactly. It feels like every role that he plays in is either Deadpool or he's playing the same character that he played in what is it, Waiting? Yeah, he plays like
I've seen that.
It's like an older, like a early 2000s movie with I forget the cast, but he basically plays like a server at a restaurant. And cool. He's basically just a super like just like
Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, fuck these people. Like spits in their food and shit like that. So
nice.
It's pretty funny. How'd you feel about Taika Waititi's character? Because I did not fucking like.
You didn't like him?
I hated him, dude. I hated him so much. Like I don't know, because there were some moments where I did kind of like him. Yeah. And I don't know if it was just like the writing of the character. Like it was weird. He played this very like dude bro-ish like head CEO. Hey bro. Like, what's up?
How you doing, bro?
What's up, dude?
Hey, dude.
Hey, why don't you do that, man? Why? Because it's fucking cool, bro.
Because it's fucking cool, bro.
Yeah, and like, I don't know. Like, I just didn't really like that too much. Like, sometimes it's just, like, that shit's just a little too much for me when they're kind of just really throwing it in my face. Like,
yeah, for sure.
When he's saying it like all the fucking time. But then there were moments where I really liked him, like, towards the end, right? When everything sort of is coming down and he's coming to the realization that everything's going to get revealed, right? And, like, Keys sort of comes up into his office and they're alone. And he has this like super intense moment where I was like, fuck, okay,
That's a villain.
that's the character I was
Yeah.
wanting this whole fucking time. Not this, I don't know, he just, for lack of a better word, he was just a dumbass the whole time.
Pretty
to me.
much. Yeah, he's definitely very hokey for sure.
He just doesn't seem like a smart CEO. He just obviously seems like this dumb dude. It's like, hey, man, I came across a bunch of money, dude. And,
Yeah.
hey, let's just milk this cow for what I can, you know?
Exactly, yeah.
And, yeah, I just didn't like that too much because I felt like it, again, they just gave it to me a little bit too much.
Yeah,
right?
I thought it was interesting to see him in like a villainous role, live
Mhm.
action, because I don't think I've ever seen it before. Maybe he's done it somewhere that I can't recall, but yeah, I could see that. I thought it was funny the whole time because I never took it as like anything they were really trying to pull off seriously.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like I almost felt like he was playing a parody of a character, and so like Taika is so fucking charming to me. I don't even care. He can do whatever, and I think it's hilarious, bro. Like I was cracking up every fucking line that he had.
I get that because I mean, yeah, there are people like where you know, like
It's so-
like for me, like Ryan Reynolds is that guy, right? Where
Yeah.
you can literally just give me the same thing every single fucking time, and I'm
Yeah.
gonna just be okay with it. And I'm like, all right, cool. But this was
Yeah.
something where I was just like, fuck, dude, you're just dude broing me too
Yeah.
much this fucking movie.
You know, if this could be a complete random just thought, or maybe it's what they intended, is like they had Ryan Reynolds play the complete opposite of what he usually plays.
Yeah,
And so in a way they also had Taika Waititi play the complete opposite of what he usually plays.
that's
Because
true.
in the movies that he's in, he's more often than not kind of like the Ryan Reynolds guy, like the wholesome, like simple guy, you know, like he's
Yeah.
playing like Korg, or he's playing like what's his name in fucking I can't remember his character name, but like What We Do in the Shadows.
Mhm.
I know he's done other stuff that's a lot more serious for sure, but
Yeah,
in terms of what he's like known for in the big movies,
that's true.
but I could be talking out of my ass too. Maybe that's just a very loose thread that you
That's
ought to
true.
not pull.
That was just like one thing in the movie where I just wasn't like super sold on it.
Yeah.
But then, like I said, there were moments where he was like sitting there
It
like
worked.
staring out the window, and he gave this like serious look and was like explaining his plan and you know, giving the whole, you know, the villainous like, oh, I'm gonna explain to you my plan because I love to hear myself talk.
Yeah.
And it was hitting for me at moments like that, and
Yeah.
I was like, okay, like this is. I could have got a little bit of this in the movie, and it kind of would have been that, you know, a little bit better,
Push,
you know.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I could have. I agree. I could benefit to see it been a little more serious at
Yeah.
times. Yeah, because now that I'm thinking about it, he played fucking Hitler in Jojo Rabbit. You seen that movie?
Mm-mm.
That's a good movie. You should watch that one. We should do that one. That would be a good one to talk about.
I like that.
But yeah, I can agree with you on that. I could see that. Definitely hokey. Probably not the best written. Not. I think he performed it really well, but like from what he had, from what he was playing, little in your face, a lot in your face for sure.
I did love freaking Channing Tatum's character was hella funny.
Oh, it's hilarious. You see him right in the beginning, and I
Yeah.
thought that was it, because like right when Ryan Reynolds is explaining like the rules of the world, pretty much, he's like, the sunglasses people, and it's like Channing Tatum driving like a convertible with like a super hot chick in the passenger seat, and he like drifts off the side of a building.
Yeah, fucking turning around and just like
Yeah.
shooting.
Yeah, it's fucking funny, dude. But yeah, then he comes back, and he's like this like super leveled up guy who has all these nice cars and lives in like a fancy penthouse, and then they give you the funny turn, right? Which is like you see who's playing him behind the camera or behind the screen.
Yeah. Who is that dude?
Yeah, he's been in a lot of shit too, but it's just like a fucking regular ass nerdy fucking like lives with his mom fucking gamer guy. It's hilarious, dude.
Matthew Cardipole? I don't know.
Cartapole.
Cardipole. We're gonna say
Thanks,
yeah.
Matt.
He plays gamer,
job.
but yeah, he's funny. I love him. He's
Show's
also
hilarious.
he's in Jurassic World also.
Is he? Which one?
Yeah, I think the
He just plays.
second one out of the newest trilogy.
Yeah.
He plays like a random character. Like remember when they're going in those little orbs and they're
Oh
kinda,
yeah. Oh
Oh,
yeah.
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 yeah, we're shut down and
Yeah.
sorry, can everyone just please stay calm and
Yeah,
he's
he has
dude.
that good like slow delivery
Mhm.
of shit. He's funny, dude. He's patient.
But I like seeing that. I like seeing like Channing Tatum in the game being this like character, right?
Mhm.
And like you're seeing Channing Tatum talk, and then it cuts to him, and he's saying the same exact thing, but it's
Yeah.
just him, and it's like, fuck, this is so.
It's so funny.
Yeah,
It's
they did
really
that so
good.
great, and I love how he's just like when he's giving this like little monologue, and then all of a sudden he's like, Mom, are you serious? You're vacuuming right now? I'm streaming. Come on.
Yeah.
Like, that shit was fucking hilarious.
Yeah, it's so good.
And guys standing there just like,
What?
Like
He like
because he has no idea about this. He's he's an NPC. He just knows about the game. He thinks he doesn't know anything about the fucking so real funny. World.
Yeah, he like the fucking Channing Tatum like turns and he's like, check it out, everybody. Or he's like, fucking check it out, everybody. We're gonna fucking show you right now. I got Guy right here because he's like gotten popular. And he like you see fucking Ryan Reynolds. He's like, who are you talking to? Yeah. And then they're like, classic Guy, because he's gotten famous for everybody in the game plays GTA like you should play GTA probably, which is you go around on rampages and you do crazy shit, right? Yep. But of course, like you were saying earlier, Guy plays it like a hero and shit, and people think that he's a player. Yeah. At first, and they're like, who's Guy? Like, who's the mystery of this shit or whatever? And it turns out they figure out that he's an NPC, right?
I don't think the world figures out. I think it's not till the end.
Okay.
But they straight up just think he's some dude.
Yeah, like who's just role playing as Guy, like this super nice fucking superhero guy or whatever. Jesus Christ, we've said Guy a lot in this episode.
What do you want me to do, Guy?
Hey, Guy. Listen.
Hey, Guy. I'm just gonna call you Guy, and that's gonna be your name.
They're gonna make a movie about you. We're gonna call it Free Guy.
Free Guy. But hey, get this. It's not gonna be free.
That's right.
It's not gonna be free.
No, we're gonna judge him up the ass for it.
But yeah, dude, I freaking
I fucked with that hard, bro.
Dude, I fucked this.
That ending fight scene was fucking lit, honestly. Like because Taika Waititi, again, kind of showing the dumbness of his character.
Release dude.
Yeah, like he fucking basically wrote like a super gigantic buffed up version of Guy. And they just pasted Ryan Reynolds' face onto this gigantic fucking like muscle bound dude who doesn't even have like fully written lines for himself yet. He's like, catchphrase. Yeah, it's fucking funny, dude. And so they fight each other, and Guy's kind of getting his ass whooped or whatever and thrown around because his glasses got knocked off. And the whole world is watching at this point because they're on their way to unlock the secret level that like reveals the key to the lawsuit. This is a complicated plot, but like he's standing there and he's like crawling towards his glasses, and he finally gets him, and you see him like shifting through all of his options, and you just hear, and it comes up and it's all, and he's got the fucking cap shield. Oh, it's so good, dude.
Yeah, I love when dude's freaking just walking up, right, and he does this little like it's almost like in like Mission Impossible, the one with Henry Cavill, when he's like, they have that bathroom fight scene, he almost like, I don't know, like cocks his arms, right? Locks and loads. Yeah, freaking
registered firearms, baby.
Exactly. He's like, freaking the dude character's walking up, and he kind of does that, and then he like loads one arm, and it's like a, you know, his arm just like gets hooted. It's almost like a Red Hulk.
Oh yeah,
sort of fist.
yeah.
Then he goes to punch him, and then boom, pops up the Captain America shield. And I like that it cuts to freaking Chris Evans, and he's like, "What the hell?
Yeah,
what the shit?"
Was good. Yeah.
Has him cuss because Captain America doesn't cuss or anything like that. He's like, "What the shit?" Like something like that.
So good. Yep.
And then he like brings the shield down, and he has his Hulk freaking boom. Oh yeah,
God,
I love that.
That shit was awesome, dude. Yeah.
And this was like, you know, what I want like a video game movie to be.
Yeah.
You know, just sort of just a bunch of fucking nonsense, a bunch of calls to a bunch of video games, you know, like.
Because that's what you do when you're playing a game like that. Like it's,
exactly.
Like when you see it in the community anyways. It's like whatever movie or like show is popular at the time is what the mods are probably being made by the community. You know,
how many different fucking Fortnite skins?
Yeah,
how many Marvel Fortnite skins have you seen? You've seen Spider-Man, you've seen Captain America, Iron Man, Black Panther. You've seen all of them, dude.
You know, bro, I don't fuck with Fortnite. I can't play it. I'm not fast enough to build shit and shoot people at the same time. But I wish I could because they've had a lot of cool fucking like skins and shit and like shit that you can do. Like I'm jealous, bro. Yeah. That shit's awesome.
I never really got into it like that either, but I remember watching like my friends play it and shit like that. And this was like not like right now if you're going to watch Fortnite, it's very fucking build heavy. Like you see cracked little 12-year-old kids like building insane structures in like 2 seconds. It's fucking nuts. Yeah, but like, you know, like a couple years ago when it wasn't like build heavy like that, like I was watching my friends play it, I was like, oh, this is pretty fucking cool. But I just wasn't gaming at the time, so I didn't hop into it. But yeah, now I'm so scared to hop onto that game and to try to play it because I know I'm gonna get fucking obliterated by a 10-year-old.
Yeah, that type of multiplayer like competitive shit, like the battle royale stuff, it's already hard enough as it is, bro. Like just throwing like fucking 100 people into a giant map and being like, fight.
That shit's
like,
fun.
Survive. Yeah,
That shit's fun though.
it is fun. It is really fun because it's a long game. Like if you're willing to, it reminds me of like Battlefield, but just like more wacko, you know? Because like I feel like Battlefield Online was like that a little bit, like long. You had to sit down for a minute.
Yeah. I remember being like little, not little, but being, I forget how old I was when like the Hunger Games movies came out. I was probably like 12, 13.
Yeah, because they were like
10 to 12ish.
like 2010, I think.
Yeah,
2011.
I think it was like 10 to 12ish. But I remember like when that came out, and then I would always go and watch like Minecraft streamers and shit like that, and they always used to do like Hunger Games freaking servers, right?
Did you ever play that?
No, I didn't, because I didn't have fucking Minecraft and I couldn't play it. But that's how I fucking got into that shit, was just watching people, and I was like, holy shit, this is the craziest thing ever. And it like that shit was
mind blowing.
Yeah. That was like someone discovering fucking electricity to me.
Oh
like,
yeah.
It was. I was like, holy
it's
shit.
Crazy. Yeah.
So you're just dropping them in there, and they have nothing, and they literally got to find whatever and whatever they, it's like, I was like, oh my God, that's fucking great.
That was honestly like, I mean, I don't know how far it dates back, but yeah, I agree. Like that was definitely like my first exposure to it as well. Is like the community taking something that's popular at the time and reflecting it in a game somewhere, like through their own fucking like sheer genius. Cause like I did actually get to play that shit because fucking my cousins were hella like PC heavy gamers, and they knew how to like set it up in the game or whatever, you know what I mean? And so fucking cheers
mate,
clink, fucking that shit was fun. And it was literally Hunger Games. You have the cornucopia and everything. There's like the fucking drops that come in every once in a while and stuff. You can't go past a certain it's fucking fun, bro. It's hardcore, but it's fun. And honestly, probably kind of the birth of like that type of game too, like a battle royale scenario.
Because then I remember seeing people play shit like H1Z1.
Yeah.
Then you had like Fortnite in its early days.
Fortnite. What was Daisy?
Yeah, I think it was
survival one. That's not really battle royale. I think
was it Daisy? I think there was
like Apex. No, that's not right. Apex is more like Overwatch and stuff like that, I think.
But Apex is battle royale. That shit's fun.
Oh, it is. Okay,
it's that's honestly really fun. In terms of like,
I've never played
in a battle, if I'm talking about if I'm gonna pick a battle royale game like right now to play, that's probably one I would play.
Apex.
One, just because it's not it's not cut and dry like a lot of them are, where it's like, oh, you get the best loot and you fucking and you're gonna fucking win the game.
Yeah.
Get into some video game talk right here. We're switching over.
Yeah, fucking free guy got us into it.
But it's also very much based on like how well like your team works together. Like there are some battle royale games where literally you can have just like one dude carry.
Yeah.
And you can win the game. This one sometimes you can literally have a person carry. Depending on like the skill level of lobby that you're getting into. If you're getting into a lobby where people are relatively like pretty good, like it's pretty rare that you're gonna have just one person carrying.
Obliterate,
And the fact that each character that you pick has an ability factors into how you're gonna play as a team.
Yeah,
right?
You gotta pick your teammates right. You gotta pick your character right.
Exactly, because you can have abilities that play well off each other. Obviously, there's gonna be some meta combinations like in there. Where just like, but that's what I love about it. And also, like there's some characters out there that aren't considered like good characters, but if you give them enough time and you just play with them enough, like
you can figure out their specialties.
You can figure out their specialties and play well with them. So that's
games
what I
like
fucking
that,
love about it, dude.
Yeah, the thing that impresses me about those games before we transition out of this, because I feel like we should move on to the rest of the stuff.
Yes,
games like that impress me because the sheer amount of creator to community response that has to happen after a game has released. Typically you release a game, you ship it, maybe you release a patch if something's broken, but it's fine, you let it go, right, for the old days or whatever. But with these like online ones, it's like crazy the feedback that you get and the balancing that they do so that matchups are fair. Like that shit's crazy. I do not understand how you can compute that in your brain and then fix it. Like I don't get it.
I mean, some games do it well, some games don't. Call of Duty.
Good point. It's a good point.
Does it terribly. Apex, I feel like, does it fairly well. I feel like they have a very strong I feel like their developers pay pretty close attention to what like the community likes.
Yeah.
And they implement it into the games.
Yeah.
Call of Duty, it just feels like sometimes they take forever.
Call of Duty's a cash cow, bro. They make a new game every year.
Exactly.
Every year.
But yeah, Free Guy. You guys definitely watch that shit.
Check it out.
It's on HBO Max. I believe Hulu as well. Starring Ryan Reynolds.
Hulu,
yeah.
I think you have to have the fucking HBO Max add-on.
So just get HBO fucking Max. Might as well.
HBO Max.
Yeah, might as well get HBO Max. Anything else about the movie you got? Because we kind of just got into video games a little bit, but anything else about? Do you think they can go for like a sequel? Think we could see a Free Guy 2?
Yeah, but I mean, it would just have to be crazier, you know. Like that's the only thing I think that they could do is it's like I wouldn't want them to try and approach anything serious, but like just do something fucking wild and zany, like Ready Player One, but without trying to put a plot to it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
That's true. Yeah, I mean, I guess it all just depends on how successful this movie is, right? Anytime a movie is fairly successful, there's more often than not they're gonna try to milk it.
Yeah. Ryan Reynolds is seeming to be living on this streaming wave right now, which is nice.
That's true. Yeah, he's very much in, it's
kind of like
yeah,
it's kind of like guaranteed returns, I guess.
Yeah,
in a way.
And I can kind of see, you have at the end you have them obviously spoilers at the end they discover the hidden world, which was the original design for the original game.
Yeah.
And you have all the characters that came back, all the characters you thought died because, the world was getting deleted and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because Taika Waititi's character went crazy and was destroying all, like, the servers, which that was pretty nuts. I was like,
the fire axe, that was funny.
I was like,
damn, bro.
And then it's funny because, like, that girl Molly, like, where does she live to where she gets to the freaking server room that fast, bro?
I have no idea.
Because, like, he's sitting there, like, going pretty ham. Smashing, going pretty fast, like.
They're showing it in slow
motion. I'm
motion.
assuming they live in a very densely populated city.
Yeah.
City transit might not get her there fast enough. And we only got pictures of her running, man. Like, I don't know. But hey, she almost.
It's the movie.
I don't know. That was part of the movie where they were like, he just texted her like servers, and she like ran away, and I was like, are they gonna route something to a backup server? Is that what they're gonna fucking do?
I know that servers,
and she's like, oh my god, he's destroying them.
Like, I know what you mean.
Yeah,
we're in love.
Yeah, that's where that's where kind of like the last act sort of lost me. Just like a little bit. It does get movies like that. The last act can get a little a little wacky, but
for sure.
It was funny, they have that whole little like scene where she's like, don't destroy it, don't do it.
Yeah, she makes a deal with him. Don't do it. I think it's funny because I wonder what is her real accent as a actor, because in the game she's British, and it's funny because you hear a banker, like a bank robber that she's got hold up, and he's like trying to talk to her real quick over the mic, and then she's like, or he's all fucking, is that a voice filter? Is that your real shit or whatever? And then you like figure it out later that she just is talking in a regular accent.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It sounds like she's doing an accent when she's talking like in an American accent,
Yeah, that's true. I don't know.
But yeah, good movie overall.
Yeah. I can see a sequel coming back because, you have a lot of the characters that do make it back. So maybe, I don't know, maybe they do a sequel where they pick up in like the original game, maybe they develop that original game and they kind of pick up there. And
what would be crazy? I'm going to throw another random wacko idea out there. It's like, what if Free Guy 2 gets actually way more serious? Wow. And Guy...
And it's a drama?
I don't know about a drama, but it just gets a little more intense. It's like a dark comedy, we'll say. And so Guy obviously is an AI. He's an artificially intelligent thing. And he has all of his NPC homies around him starting to learn how to do the same stuff. So what if in the second movie they decide like, hey, we want to be alive. We want to come to the real world. And they're like, whoa, 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 whoa. And then shit gets wild from there. Dark comedy, crazy, wacko shit. Like, you know what I mean?
That's where I thought I was going to get towards the end, right? Because he's like in love with Molotov girl, who is Molly in real life. Yeah. And they have this moment where he's like, no, like, as much as I do care about you, someone out there in the real world freaking wrote this story for you, blah, blah, blah. And I thought it was going to be on some, like, scary shit. He's like, I love you, Molly, and I don't want to see you go. You can't leave me. Like, I thought it was going to be some shit like that. But, it was pretty wholesome at the end.
It was good. Yeah,
but yeah, what if it straight turns, like, dark, like Blade Runner fucking dark?
Yeah, because they could also keep it in the vein of, like, Guy's still just being a good guy. Like, he wants the best for, like, what have now become his people. You know, they're like
Yeah.
essentially like another type of being or whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah. Some Free Guy 2.
Free
What's
Guy 2.
happening? What's happening?
Free Guy 2049.
Free Guy. Yeah, do it, man. Dude, that'd be funny. Like right on the nose as well, you know?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, transitioning into another Ryan Reynolds movie that we watched.
Episode.
Dun 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 is, and then yeah, connecting to us to episode 1, finally got to watch The Adam Project, starring Ryan Reynolds,
Mark
Ruffalo, Jennifer Garner.
Brilliant kid whose name we will get very shortly. My goodness, he was awesome.
Yeah,
he did a great job.
Walker Scobell.
He did great.
Yeah, The Adam Project. After accidentally crash landing in 2022, time-traveling fighter pilot Adam Reed teams up with his 12-year-old self for a mission to save the future. So, you know, I've get a pretty, I would say, generic, you know, skeleton for a sci-fi movie.
Yeah,
you know,
sure.
Time travel, dude comes back from the future, got to save his future self. We're not too complicated here, which I like.
Yeah.
I thought this movie was great. I didn't know how much I was going to like this movie because, you know, sometimes those Netflix movies, man, they can be hit or miss. They can be very hit or miss.
For sure.
Especially with something with the cast like this, you know, Ryan Reynolds, Mark Ruffalo, Jennifer Garner.
Yeah.
A star-studded cast like that, sometimes you get your hopes up, right? And you get let down, and it's just like, fuck,
sometimes for whatever reason, maybe the check's real big or whatever, or you know, who knows, maybe they got sold on it or something, but like the writing, the plot, the movie does not back up the actors that they secure sometimes.
I didn't want this to be another Don't Look Up. I didn't want it to be Don't Look Up 2. But no, this was really good. It was pretty wholesome. It was funny. It didn't hinder too much on the comedy, you know. It was a fun movie, you know.
Pretty heartbreaking at times.
Exactly. I did tear up a couple times in this movie. I'm not gonna lie.
Very emotional at times. I was down for it.
And again, as much as it is a Ryan Reynolds movie where he's giving you your traditional Ryan Reynolds, he's doing a little bit more. He's getting a little bit more serious.
Yeah.
You know, he's getting a little bit more dramatic.
Yeah. I think you get to see definitely again another side of him trying to do something different. I think his regular shtick is much more present in this movie though.
Yeah.
But the moments where he does shine through, I like a lot, dude. Like you said, they made me tear up this time. He was pretty freaking good. He basically shows up. Like, if you haven't seen the trailers, they basically spoil it in the trailers, but also spoilers for the plot of this movie, right?
Yes.
The little kid is also Adam. Ryan Reynolds is also Adam. And so the movie opens with a dope-ass fucking Ryan Reynolds cocky cockpit fighter fucking pilot in the future taking this like jet, and he's obviously stolen it from whatever time travel corp he's from. And he barely gets away. He's like fucked up, got shot in the gut and shit like that, and he crash lands at not the right time. He's trying to go further back in time, right?
Yeah, I think he was trying to go to 2018. Yeah.
And he ends up landing in our year, which is 2022.
Yeah.
At the time of this recording. Who knows?
Yep. He crash landed yesterday, actually.
That'd be cool. But yeah, he runs into his younger self. He obviously, the older Adam, obviously realizes right away that it's his younger self, and he plays it off pretty decent for a while. I thought they did a longer job, like a longer shtick of it than I thought they would, right?
Yeah.
But once the kid, and even before that too, but once the kid has the realization that he is also Adam or whatever, right? That they're both Adam. God, he fucking shines, bro. He is so good in this movie. Oh my God.
Like,
he's hilarious, dude.
It was crazy. Like, when I was watching him, like, immediately, like, within the first moments that you see the young Adam, and he's in school and he's like getting beat up by the bullies, but like he's getting punched and then he's saying like those jokes, dude.
Yeah.
I'm like, holy shit, this is little Ryan Reynolds right
They're like,
here.
they got it. Holy crap.
Dude, it's so crazy because Ryan Reynolds has this very unique delivery in the way he delivers his lines and the way he delivers his jokes. Like, it's very unique to him. Like, no one really does it the same way that he does. But this little kid, bro, Mark, what is his name again?
Walker Scobell.
Walker Scobell. Freaking, is straight up like a mirror of Ryan Reynolds. Like
They did a really good job.
Yeah, he did
they
a
must
great
have worked like together. Like,
Yeah.
and he kind of taught him his mannerisms just or whatever.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
The way he freaking is getting beat up, and like there's that other kid Chuck, and he's like, shut the fuck up, Chuck. Like
and Chuck's just like,
what did I do? Like
the whole movie.
Like, shut up, Chuck. Like that shit's like, it was great. And yeah, that is what did it for me in this movie, because you didn't need Ryan Reynolds to be too heavy on his jokes. Like you had the little kid that was there that was able to like, all right, if we're gonna go for the comedic relief, like let's go to this fucking kid. Yeah. And oh my god, dude, he was fucking hilarious.
He's really funny.
He was great. Like I want to see him in more stuff. Obviously I want to see what more he can do, but if he can get a couple more roles like with him and Ryan Reynolds, like dude, if he can get in like a Deadpool 3 as like a mini as a kid Deadpool, dude.
Oh, dude, that'd be fucking sick.
I think that'd be fucking
I'd be
great.
so down for that, dude. Yeah.
But yeah, he was like one of my favorite points of this movie. I love that, obviously it was focused on him, so I'm glad that he, really shined in this movie, bro. Like he did freaking amazing.
You also have fucking Zoe Saldana on the cast.
Yes, Zoe Saldana. We finally get to see her not fucking green.
I didn't expect the role that she played after all, and I didn't expect the dynamic that they had to be so goddamn sweet, because older Adam and what's her name? Laura. Adam and Laura are married. Yep. They are a married couple in the future. They met in the Academy of Time Travel Superfighter Pilot Jets. Yeah, guys.
Yeah,
jet skis.
Let me know when that school freaking pops up, because I want to be a super cool fighter pilot jet, dude.
Yeah,
I want to be freaking a Top Gun, but time travel.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah,
it's a cool.
What if Top Gun 2 is time travel?
Ooh, that'd be cool. Nah, they won't do that. It's actually though, like it's a. I could have not seen enough stuff in my life to know if they ripped it off or not, but I really like the way that they do the time travel in this, because there's basically like a little charge that he hits in his cockpit. He like, when this thing starts to like slowly fill up. Yeah. And when it's done, he has this like big old cannon on the bottom that goes like, and like launches a big old got the sound effects, bro. Yeah, dude. Like fucking opens his portal in the middle of fucking space, and motherfucker flies through it and it just closes up behind him.
Dude, yeah, that's what I like.
Cool. It's really good visuals. I love it.
I almost burned myself. But that's what like caught my attention, right? Because we get that opening scene, and that scene can go either way, right? It can be either this is super cool, or like fuck, this is a cheesy way to open up the movie. Yeah. But that catches me. I'm like, oh shit, that's a cool way to time travel. Yeah. And as soon as it just goes through and just gets sucked in, and I was like, all right, I'm ready for this fucking movie.
Yeah, it's definitely a good hook right at the beginning, because then you transition right to young Adam.
Yeah. Yeah. And he's he's kind of a piece of shit little kid. He's getting into fights. It's not necessarily his fault.
He's an ass to his mom, though, which is the worst offense, probably.
Yeah, but it's not like, he's an ass to his mom, but also his dad's passed away. It's been a year and a half.
Yeah. His dad died in a car accident. Mark Ruffalo.
Yeah, exactly. R.I.P. man. R.I.P. But, he has a reason to be sort of like this asshole little kid. He doesn't need to be, but it's understandable. Yeah. His dad did pass away. Yeah, so...
but it's they go on the call to adventure, where basically they're coming home one day. Well, there's a really funny scene we should talk about really quick, I think, where Ryan Reynolds and Walker both meet up with the bullies. Remember when they're like out shopping or some shit or whatever? Yeah. And it's pretty fucking funny, because young Adam like gets caught up or whatever by them. Yeah. And then older Adam walks up and interviews.
He's like, all right, no, this is going to fucking happen right now.
Yeah. He's like basically brings him over. It turns into be a little bit sad, but like he brings him off to the side of the and he's like, listen, this is what you're going to do. He's like, you're going to look at him right in the eye like you want to kill this son of a bitch.
Yeah.
And he's like,
and you're going to smile.
You're going to smile. Yeah. And he's like, and then you're going to drop to your knees and you're going to kick him in his private parts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was funny. Yeah. Telling him, hey, you're going to fucking fight this kid right now. Because he's basically telling him like, you got to go through this to get to me. Kicked. Yeah. Because that is also another thing. The kid's sort of like mesmerized by like, holy shit. Right? Yeah. Older Adam, you're fucking jacked. Holy shit.
Because he's a scrawny little kid. Yeah.
When does this happen?
Yeah. He's like college? Yeah. He's like, do we meet a girl?
Yeah.
he's all, really? Time travel exists? And you're talking to me about getting laid, huh?
Yeah. Do we get laid? He's like, is it going to happen?
Yeah.
He's like, oh, it's gonna happen. He gets all excited.
Yeah, it's fucking funny, dude.
Yeah, and he's just like, and it's like, it's funny, but it's an important moment in the movie. The kids see, in it,
It's
the
bonding for
kid's
them.
got to go through this. He's got to get bullied. He's got to feel this way to get to the point where he's at now, to get him to motivate to be like,
Learn to have that
I'm
drive.
gonna be a super cool fighter pilot jacked man,
yeah.
So
I'm gonna be Ryan Reynolds.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna be Adam, and then I'm gonna be Ryan Reynolds, man. So
Yeah.
yeah, that was a sweet moment. Obviously it turns into sad because I thought he was literally gonna kick the shit out of that
So
kid.
did I. I thought
Yeah.
it was gonna work.
When he's like, he doesn't want to fight you, he doesn't want to fight you. Like, you're gonna do it, and he's not gonna want to fight you. I really thought that was gonna go down, and he was gonna go to like try to punch the bully, and the
He's
bully's
gonna,
gonna be like,
"Oh,
don't
yeah."
punch me, But
Yeah, but he's
nah.
like he goes against the plan though. He fucking says something. He tries to pull a little one-liner really quick.
Yeah,
And then the bully's just like, what? And he's
Yeah.
like, "Pah!" knocks his ass out really quick. Yeah.
exactly.
Cries, runs away. It's pretty sad. Yeah.
Mhm.
But then he fucking fucks him up really quick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
freaking older Ryan Reynolds. Yeah,
Yeah.
freaking makes him like, does he pees his pants?
He
doesn't
does, yeah. Poor kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, shit's pretty hardcore. It is funny though because even still in the future he still remembers it. He looks over and he says, "Shut up, Chuck."
Yeah.
And again he's like,
Yeah.
"What?
What did I do?
Yeah.
And I like that. Obviously they have your regular like time travel movie tropes. Don't talk to your younger self.
Yeah.
Blah blah. Don't do this. And they
Yeah.
just
They lean into it.
Yeah, they lean into it. They tell you those things where he's like, when he's talking to his younger self, and he's like, I shouldn't be fucking doing this right now. I shouldn't be telling you these things.
Yeah.
But they kind of throw all that out the window, and they're like,
He doesn't-
fuck it.
He doesn't care.
Yeah, he doesn't
Yeah.
give a shit,
No.
man.
Mm-mm.
He's like, yeah, I'm gonna tell my younger self this stuff,
Yep.
and blah 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 blah. And even though he kind of figures it out, like,
Yeah.
how you know how to close the fridge?
Yeah. It's weird.
That part was kind of cheesy.
It's kind of cute though, because
Yeah.
there's a couple. He puts a couple different dots together that end up working. But you basically come along to realize they start doing their shenanigans, and the super time travel invisibility cops,
yeah.
show up at the fucking house and just trash the house. Which I don't know how the mom doesn't freak out about. I don't think she ever freaks out at all. Maybe
Yeah,
they
does
just
mom ever
fix
even
it.
come home to the
I guess
trashed
time
house?
travel shenanigans, erases it or whatever.
Yeah, when time travel shit's
Yeah.
going on, the parents never come home.
Exactly. But yeah, so like they show up and attack the house. You get a cool ass fucking Ryan Reynolds fight scene, which has a really funny payoff joke for me, which is older Adam shows up with this giant bag of super time travel goodie gadgets, pretty much, right?
Yeah.
And younger Adam, of course, again, is still very mesmerized by them, and so he's like going through them, and he like sees this hilt, and he's like, "Is that a lightsaber?" And he's like, "No, it's not a lightsaber. Put it away. Don't touch my stuff." And he like puts it away and shit. And then later on, when this fight scene happens, he like busts it out, and it's not technically a lightsaber, but like it's a fucking lightsaber. It goes and it has a thing, and he's like, "Dude, that's a lightsaber." It's
Dude,
pretty funny, dude.
I loved it's a lightsaber, but I like that it did different things in a lightsaber,
Yeah.
It didn't slice you in half.
It has the like power punch thing.
Yeah, where you can freaking I don't know if you like charge it up, but you just you slam it on the ground, and it freaking creates this like shockwave and knocks people over.
And it's cool because he's like
disintegrates everybody instead of like chopping you in half.
I liked because they had actually like an explanation for it is that like when he gets the first guy gets like killed or whatever, it's like this crazy like rainbow mist shit or whatever. And the younger Adam is like, "What the fuck?" or whatever. He trips the fuck out. And older Adam's like, "Dying outside of your timeline is messy." So like I think that effect of them, because everybody dies like that, all the cops or whatever, like regardless of whether they get shot or like what do you call it? I think it's like in this universe, if you die outside of your timeline, your body doesn't just like like what do you call it? Deteriorate there because it's out of its timeline, so it just it ceases to exist. It's like I don't know what to do.
Oh,
yeah.
I just took that as like
That's how the lightsaber chops.
it's
him.
messy.
Yeah,
Dying outside your timeline, it's messy.
yeah.
I'm
I'm nerding out on it.
Yeah, I thought it was some like like cheesy like 80s like one line,
Dying out of your timeline's messy.
Bum, 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 bum.
Yeah.
You just have fucking Sylvester Stallone. Hey, dying outside of your timeline's messy.
Hey.
Hey, yo, Adrian, don't die outside of your timeline.
Don't die outside your timeline. Adrian.
Mick, he died outside of his timeline, Mick.
But yeah, so okay,
I like when Zoe Saldana how she pops up in this movie. They're almost getting their ass beat.
Yeah, they have some good fucking Guardians of the Galaxy moments, pretty much, where they just drop like a dope ass rock and roll jam really quick for them to kick some ass too.
Hell yeah,
yeah.
I like the music a lot in this.
I did too.
In this movie, you know.
Yeah, totally, dude. It was super fun. I enjoyed the action sequences a lot because I think they had some like cool tools to work with. I mean, like the cop guys basically just had guns and they were invisible or whatever. But
almost looked like stormtroopers a little bit.
Totally. Like the red ones for sure. Like, from fucking
I liked
Skywalker. That's it.
That scene when they're running in the forest and they're kind of like on their hoverboards.
Oh yeah.
It almost was like
it's basically the
like
Endor chase.
Yeah, an Endor chase scene, you know.
And it's cool too because like it's almost again in this. I like what Ryan Reynolds and Sean Levy do together. Yeah. Because they worked on both of these movies. Yeah. Together, they directed and like produced them, and then obviously he starred.
And I think Sean Levy's gonna be doing Deadpool 3.
Awesome. Then I'm sure it's gonna be fucking fantastic because I think that they have a really like. I won't say it's incredibly clever, but it's pretty clever of just like writing stories that lean into whatever it is that they're doing, and then they use like the gravitas of sarcasm that Ryan Reynolds has to pull it off. Yeah, you know what I mean. Like
I think them together, they're understanding how to push that general Ryan Reynolds character, right? Where you like you said, you have those one-liners that that funniness that ties the character together, but it's like, all right, let's push the boundaries of what you're kind of used to seeing a little bit. Let's give these characters a little bit more depth, a little bit more, feeling, because I feel like a lot of the time, not that Deadpool, like the first Deadpool doesn't have a lot of like feeling to it, but a lot of the times it is like, just
it's more of
you deflect a lot of like the true feelings of the shit with you're just the jokes and everything. Whereas like you have these jokes in these two movies, Free Guy and Adam Project, but there is a lot of weight to them. There is a lot of feeling. There is a lot of not a lot of drama, but there is those drama elements that Ryan Reynolds pulls off fucking great. Yeah. And I think exactly freaking, Sean Levy, they do that really well together. I think they understand how to like, okay, let's be dramatic, let's be serious, but let's sprinkle these jokes in here and let's give you Ryan Reynolds. Yeah. But giving you this new version. Not necessarily new version, but
it's a respectful like sci-fi take that is borrowing a lot of stuff from things that you love, but again, like you said, giving you a new, fresh take on some time travel shenanigans. You know what I mean? It is. I maybe have not seen enough movies and TV shows and stuff to say this, but it seems pretty unique to me. Like it's at least fresh within the last 10 years or 10 to 20 years, I think, of time travel movies and stuff. Yeah. So it's good. I really like it. I think it's got like. The one thing I will say is like I think it's kind of got a weak villain.
Oh yeah, I was just gonna say
she's all right. I like the actor a lot. I think she's really funny.
Catherine Keener.
Yeah, I feel like I've seen her in comedy stuff for the most part, and it's not like she's like bad at delivering the stuff that she's delivering. It's just that like the stuff that she's delivering, they just didn't focus on writing a villain that was complex. Yeah, it's very one note.
You need to have a lot. If there's going to be a lot of weight to your protagonist, your antagonist needs to have a lot of weight as well. You need to understand what they're doing. Yeah, and I mean, like, I guess you kind of understand what she's doing. She just wants to be fucking rich. Yeah. But that was just kind of it. You're not sold on the villain too well. You're not. You
don't get any kind of aspiration, or you don't get any motivation that you can get behind.
Exactly.
Which then is a good thing to have.
That in turn makes the third act a little bit weaker. Like the third act of this movie isn't like the greatest.
I think a strong action sequence. I think, and a strong.
I think
like
the action
but like
I think the action sequence saves it. That that third act when they're breaking into the facility, I wasn't necessarily sold on it too much at that point. Yeah. I was just kind of like, all right, he's kind of just walking up and
we got it.
Cool. We got this scene. I thought I was like, all right, we're just gonna have this scene where he, kicks all these people's asses, which he kind of does. I mean, Mark Ruffalo as his dad, kind of saves them,
Oh God, yeah, that shit's so good.
That shit was funny. Like, oh my God, yeah, don't do that to your mother's car. And he's like,
yeah.
Mom's car, like you literally just crashed.
What are you talking about? Yeah. Dude, that honestly is really good because, and also very heartbreaking because the movie almost like pivots like, I don't know, a third of the way through, I would say, because you have the whole setup where the two atoms kind of bond and you like get behind them as a little duo for the movie. And then you get introduced to like his whole reason for coming back in time in the first place, which is Laura got lost during a jump, like a time jump.
Yeah.
But fucking Adam knows better because Laura's the best pilot in the entire fucking academy. And so he was trying to get back to 2018, which is the last time she jumped and apparently got lost. And they do end up being reunited, right? She saves their asses to the cool ass rock and roll theme or whatever. And then after a very sweet reunion, and also very fucking awkward to do in front of your younger self, gotta say. That part was a little weird. But they tear his ass away from her. It was pretty sad.
Yeah.
Like,
that part did make me sad.
She, like, is badass in that moment for sure because she fucks up that homie who sticks around for a while or whatever. And then, just faces down a big old fighter jet like nothing. Doesn't care. But that was pretty heartbreaking because his whole fucking thing from the beginning of the movie is just to get to her. And then this is where, I don't know, it's a little bit weird and, like, works, I think, but only barely works, is that, like, they flip the goal of the plot at that point and they introduce like, oh, time has been fucked up by the villain. She wasn't supposed to go back in time and like do this or whatever. So we have to put it back. And so he has to sacrifice his wife and shit. And he has to go find his dad, who's basically the godfather of time travel. That's what he calls himself. Right.
Yeah.
And he didn't realize it yet, or didn't realize it before his death. Like they like profited on it afterwards.
Yeah.
And so that part's a little bit like, whatever, because they don't really do a lot to show us how fucked up the future is. You just get like one line about it, I think, really, where like little Adam asks about it.
Yeah, it works if you just like don't really think about it too much. Like it works when they tell you like, oh, someone's probably fucked up time travel already. You're like, oh, okay,
that happens.
And if you just leave it at that, you're like, okay, it works. But yeah, when you think about it a little bit too much, you're like, you don't really go into it too much, and it's just like, well, So.
He's like, I think it is a funny line though, because he's like, younger Adam's like, wait. So the future's all bad? And he's like, have you seen Terminator? Or he's like, have we seen Terminator? And he's like, yeah, of course. And he's like, yeah, that's the future on a good day.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, of course we have. I love their, like, those lines. So, like, the we shit or whatever. Those are clever and they're funny and they're sprinkled out.
Yeah. But yeah, I did get sad with how fast, like, Zoe Saldana shows up and then sort of leaves,
I think that was kind of part of how well that bit worked though, to break your heart, because it's like Zoe Saldana is like a super well-known actor and you love to see her on screen just like charm the pants off of you. And so when you're reunited with her in a role and Adam is at the same time, it's like, oh, there she is. And so at the same time, when she's taken away from both you and him, it's like, fuck, what the hell?
Yeah,
it's really good. It's really well done.
Yeah.
I
like how they because there is that one line where Adam's basically saying like, no, like I didn't get it, like she's the best, like there's no way she could have got stuck or like messed up a jump, like her jump times were the best, blah blah blah. And then when he finds her, right, and he's like, I knew something was off, and she was like, yeah, I'm the best pilot, like my jump times are the best. I was like, fuck yeah, I love that they awesome. They do those little things to where it's like, oh yeah, like it gives the character that personality, right? Like you build the personality with Ryan Reynolds saying that, like, oh, she's the best, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. And then it completes it with her being like, nah, I'm the best, blah, blah, blah. And you're like, oh, yes.
I feel like I feel like she's kind of playing Gamora, but just like a more loose Gamora. Like not, like the very confident in herself, like badass warrior chick pretty much. But just not nearly as like straight edged and like fucking traumatized as the other one.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but it's good, dude. It's that part's one of the very heartbreaking moments in the movie. Yeah. So they are set upon their other quest, and they go back a couple more years, and they end up in like, I don't know, 2017 or something like that.
I forgot when it was.
Oh no, it's like 2021 or 2020 probably, because the dad died like a year before.
Oh yeah.
And so they go and they meet the dad, and you finally get introduced to Mark Ruffalo, like very late in the movie.
Yeah.
Very very late, which I liked. Because it's like, again, you want to see him, another actor that'll just charm the pants off you. And so when you're like, they're smart, like they're smart about the meta in the way that they like cast characters and use them. It's like you're excited to be reunited with him, and so when they build that into the plot for them, it like pays off. You're willing to wait,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I can see that.
Or I'm just-
I mean, no, sometimes it pays off, sometimes it doesn't, you
Yeah.
know, because sometimes you do get introduced to a character late and you don't get enough of them,
Yeah.
right?
True.
But I feel like you get enough of Mark Ruffalo, enough of enough of like the second half of the movie is centered enough around Mark Ruffalo to where it's fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought they did great together. I thought their on-screen chemistry was great.
All three of them.
Yeah, and I thought it was very believable that they're a son and a dad, you know?
A son from two different points in their life and a dad.
Exactly.
That's a cool concept.
Because their personalities are very like similar in the movie. And I don't know if that's just, you know, I think that obviously it's just how they're written. And I think that's just also how like Mark Ruffalo and Ryan Reynolds can just like play characters, you know?
Yeah.
I think they're very similar in how they can deliver their comedy.
Yeah.
Obviously, Mark Ruffalo, I feel like just has a little bit more depth to him with the roles that he's played.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like their comedic styles are similar enough to where
they can bounce off each other.
They bounce off each other really well, and you
They're
get
a good pair.
And when you're in the movie, you're like, oh, they are a son and they are a freaking dad.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, it was great. I liked when freaking they're arguing and to shut him up, Ryan Reynolds like punches him in the face.
Yeah.
And then Mark Ruffalo comes back,
He's
and
like,
since he's like shorter, he has to like kind of like jump up and punch him in the face.
It's so funny,
And I
dude.
thought
Yeah,
that was great.
It was really good. Yeah, it was hilarious.
Yeah, that was funny. And he's just like, yeah, and he's like, I'm the godfather of time travel, like, you know, super shocked.
Yeah, it's a good it's a good scene because like you get a quick little snapshot of who Mark Ruffalo was, like as the dad or whatever in his regular day-to-day life, and he's like this super fucking cool professor who like talks to his student in one-liners and jokes and stuff like that, and they all love him or whatever, and it's pretty funny. It's good. And then older Adam fucking shows up with younger Adam, and he like sits down or whatever, and they're talking about some quote or whatnot that is like a very old like Greek quote or something, I don't know, but is also used in like a pop song that the dad showed him when he was a kid. And so he like says the line, and he's like, that's weird. And then like the class ends, and he's like, hey, you're my son. Like right away.
Just how quick he realized, like, hey, Adam.
Yeah, he's like, hey, dad. And then the kid, hey, dad. Like, oh man, it's good. It's like, it's really sweet. They have a good like bond between the three of them, and I think they have like really good chemistry between the three of them for sure. They do, you know, like the pretty standard thing, I would say, of like going through a rough patch after kind of like coming together and trying to take a crack at solving the final problem or whatever.
Yeah, they never tell him that. Obviously, when they first meet him, the two Adams don't tell him that, like, oh, you passed away, but he sort of connects the dots. He says it by the end, like, oh, I can tell by the way, you know, you guys looked at me, like something probably happened. So and you see him like after he sort of shoos them off and tells them like, yo, we can't be.
He's kind of a dick about it.
Yeah, he's like, you understand the fundamentals of time travel. Obviously, if you're here, like, we can't be doing this, blah 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 blah. And you know, he goes home and he's just sort of like, I'm gonna be a better dad. You know, sort of takes a day off and does, you know, he's trying to cook, and you know, we get the 13 going on 30 reunion of Mark Ruffalo and Jennifer Garner, which is fucking great.
Yeah, it's sweet.
Again, I love them, dude.
Again, a good meta casting.
Exactly.
Like, you know what I mean? They're smart about it, man.
Yeah. And you know, they have a good dialogue where she's like, you know, you got to be the best you that you basically are, you know, like you're not here, but you know, you go to work because that's what you love to do, and you know, like, you know, that's what it is. And you know, it's a very touching moment. That's a moment that, you know, definitely made me tear up a little bit.
Yeah,
I was like, God damn.
Because it's hard, because it's like it's tough to see like Adam and his mom's dynamic, because you can tell very clearly that like she's grieving, but just holding up a fucking like full on fortress to like pull off, you know, an okay facade for the kid. Yeah. And that's kind of why he's lashing out, right? He's like, this is what the older Adam explains. Like that bar scene is really sweet too.
Oh yeah, that part made me tear up for sure.
Yeah, pretty sweet as well. It's like,
I definitely cried a little bit.
Yeah, there's a moment where older Adam goes to a bar, and then his mom also happens to go to the same one, and she's a regular there, so she's kind of like telling her woes to the barkeep and shit like that. And then he just like chimes in all of a sudden from across, and he basically like apologizes from the future, pretty much, for the shittiness that he was as a kid. But he also explains to her like, hey, like the reason why he or whatever, right, or is like acting like a dick is because like you're trying to show him that you're totally okay with everything that happened, and he believes you.
Yeah.
Like, fucking.
You need to show them that you're not okay, and it's okay to be not. It's okay to be not okay.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
You need to show them that.
Yeah.
And yeah, that was such a touching moment, dude.
Yeah.
I for sure cried.
Yeah.
Because you see, obviously Jennifer Garner plays it really well. Like,
Yeah.
she's sort of crying because she's connecting with it, and then you're just like, oh fuck, man, you
cry, I'm gonna cry.
Ryan Reynolds is crying, man. Jennifer Garner's crying. I'm fucking crying, man.
Yeah.
And so, that part was great, and. Yeah, you have a lot of great actors in here from top down, dude. From Jennifer Garner to Mark Ruffalo to Ryan Reynolds to even, fucking homeboy.
Walker Scobell.
Who know how to play, who know how to be funny, but also play these serious roles really, really well.
Yeah. One thing that I think it kind of pulls off in, like, I think the same vein of all of the, like, regarded classics of sci-fi movies is that it's like a family-based story.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Is it's like your Star Wars and your Steven Spielberg movies and stuff are always centered around some kind of like family, whether that be like actual blood or just like, they're a kind of family because they came together or whatever it is,
Mm-hmm.
And I think it works really well. And they have, like you said, a lot of high caliber actors pulling those roles off in like nice, fresh ways.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. I think it's really good.
Yeah. And then... Yeah, what did you, like I said, I don't think the third act is the strongest point of the movie.
No,
but
yeah.
I thought the end was pretty cool. You get,
very cheesy again, but
very cheesy. You get
cool.
your villain, like, I'm smarter than you, blah, 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 this is why.
Yeah,
blah,
I have
blah,
to,
blah.
really quickly, I have to say, I was not a fan of the de-aging that they used.
Oh, no, it was not that good at all.
Garbage. It was not.
God damn.
That part was not that good. Not gonna lie.
I mean, come on, Netflix, y'all just sold
got a lot
freaking.
Of money.
Y'all just gave the Marvel their shit back. You could at least ask them, hey, how do you guys do the DH and stuff?
Do what Disney doesn't, just hire somebody off of YouTube, like that knows how to do it better.
Yeah.
Like somebody that has fucking millions of subscribers to do that shit.
But yeah, that was not great.
Yeah,
that the third act, the villain and that de-aging were not really well done in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the other parts of it were so strong that it's good.
Really
It's a great it's a fun movie. Like, I'll probably watch it. I can see myself like watching it again, just to just throwing it on and having fun with it, because it's a fun movie. I had fun with it. It's not something that you got to sit down and think too much about. No. They very much explain what they need to explain.
Yeah. They give you the big points and they let you run with them.
Exactly.
It's a good adventure flick, man. It's a good time travel.
There's some good action.
Definitely.
If you love time travel, you're gonna like it. If you and they have a lot of pop culture references.
Mm-hmm.
Like to Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
I think
Back to the Future,
probably some Star Trek in
Terminator,
there.
Yeah.
Terminator, exactly.
It's awesome. It's really good.
Yeah.
Super funny. Super heartwarming. Oh, the scene where freaking. There's a moment after they all go their separate ways, kind of. They're like all at a motel, camping out and shit. And Mark Ruffalo dips, like you said. And then Ryan Reynolds, or goddamn it, older Adam and younger Adam, basically, sit down outside. And younger Adam comes up to fucking have a little heart-to-heart with him. And they're sitting there. And he's kind of giving his whole spiel of like, fuck dad, like he's an asshole. I don't know why you love him. He never played with us. He never did shit. Like, you know why you have that fucking bouncy thingy for your fucking baseball out there?
Yeah, the pitchback.
There you go, the pitchback. Thank you. He's like, because he fucking wanted to get rid of us or whatever, so he didn't have to hang out and shit. And then little Adam basically tells him, he's like, damn, bro, you got bitters. You got milk. He's like, fucking, that's not why he did that shit or whatever. He's like,
you don't remember that, like. He'd get home from work, and no matter how tired he'd be, like, he'd
always.
See, yeah, and that was I'm sitting here thinking about that part, and it's making it's making me tear up because, dude, Walker Scobell does that part really well. He gets super deep and sentimental, and he's like, no, like, remember these little parts, like, in life that, fuck, dude, I'm tearing up as I'm thinking about it.
Damn
it's so good.
Yeah, it's really good because you just see it in Ryan Reynolds' face.
I didn't smoke another joint, man.
God damn it, bro.
I got some dust in my eye over here.
Fucking but yeah, he gets his ass to realize, dude, basically that just like you're not fucking mad at dad because he never hung out with him. Like, you're mad at dad because he died.
You just watched Batman one too many time.
You just watched a new Batman. But yeah, he's like, you're just mad because Dad died. He's like, tell me, it's not his fault, man. Like, come on. He's like, what are you talking about?
He's like, come on, what are you doing to me?
Hey, come on. What are you showing me that for? Open your eyes.
Open your eyes.
Yeah, God damn it. Oh, the Batman. I love it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a really heart warming moment that like leads to an even more fucking like I think probably the most heartwarming moment in the movie for me before the cheesy catch scene is when everything's finally said and done and they get back to the house and fucking Adam is basically standing there like still pretty pissed or whatever, but they both all three of them realize that like, okay, they've put the timeline back together. They're probably going to be disappearing soon. And so he's like, they're both make the joke. They're like, oh yeah, I definitely feel something like whatever. Yeah. And so they're walking up and then Mark Ruffalo's like doing his best to make amends with like his sons, his two different versions of his sons really quick. And the one with fucking Ryan Reynolds is, it's intense, bro. He's like standing there talking to him and he's just like, listen, son, he's like, I know you're angry. He's like, but you don't have to be. He's like, I don't want you to carry this around with you anymore. He's like, it's okay, man. Like, it kind of reminds me of, have you ever seen fucking Good Will Hunting?
Yes.
That's the fucking scene it reminds me of, bro. Fucking, it's not your fault.
Yeah.
It's not your fault.
I love Good Will Hunting.
It's not your fault. Dude, that's like exactly what it reminds me of right there, bro. And it's just like such a good fucking performance from both of them where he just like very, very slowly, Ryan Reynolds like very, very slowly lets down his guard finally and just fucking cries in his dad's arms and they just finally like let it all. Yeah. That's good.
Yeah, that part was great. I was sad because I thought they were gonna save the dad. I thought doing what they did to the timeline was gonna like save the dad.
Yeah.
So I was kind of because they kind of I don't know. They made a reference right where did he think that that what was her name in the movie? Myra Sorian. Didn't they make a reference that older Adam thought that she killed their dad? Because I know he thought that she killed his wife Laura. Well, I thought there was something that he said that.
I think what happens, is like as the movie starts to advance and like he figures out that like Laura's gone and shit like that. He is like explaining it to somebody, I don't know, and he's like, fucking Sorian killed my wife and she probably killed my dad too or whatever. Yeah. So I don't know if it's ever like full blown conspiracy or anything like that. I could be wrong. Because
they said that and that's what I thought going forward, like, oh, okay, right. If they
put the timeline back.
If they foil the villain's plans, everything's going to be cool.
Yeah.
And sometimes I don't like that in a movie, right, where everything's like, oh, freaking happily ever after, right? Yeah. But I think this was one of those movies where I was like, nah, I kind of want to see this happen because you have so much of like this hurt and this drama in the beginning where, you know, you have this sort of headbutting of little Adam and the mom with, you know, the different ways that they're grieving. Yeah. Little Adam doesn't like that she's going on all these dates and how she's like so open that like about funny, it. Bro. Yeah.
He's such a dick to all them that come by and shit
exactly. Like what does he call his fucking goatee and shit like that?
Because of the face mullet.
Yeah, face mullet. Yeah, oh, that shit was hilarious.
Older Adam tells him that shit. Yeah. He's a nice face mullet. He's I've never heard it called that before. Yeah. That shit's funny. He's like, I'll see you soon. He's like, not likely. Not likely.
Yeah, dude. I thought this was a great movie. Yeah. Again, I didn't think I was gonna like it because of like just how hit or miss Netflix can be, especially with them casting like super great,
well-known actors
sometimes. You know,
they can fall flat for sure.
Yeah, but no, the Adam Project did really good.
I agree.
Another one. Do you think they'll make a sequel out of this one?
Yeah. I mean, actually, I feel like they could, but I wouldn't really like to see it without like the foresight of like a plan. You know what I mean? Yeah. I think a concept like a movie that's built off of like the concept of time travel gets kind of messy if you go forward without trying to figure anything out. Yeah. There's like a lot of plot holes that can show up. Yeah. So I don't know, but maybe they can Back to the Future the fuck out of it. You know, who knows?
Maybe, dude.
It'd be cool. Back to the Future 2 is awesome. So is the third one, but 1 and 2 are the best. Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
maybe they could go with the sequel. I really don't want to see one. I think they
Yeah.
did a good job of like tying everything together.
Yeah.
I
They
like.
have to open like another tear in time, and that's just like, okay, they did it
Yeah,
again.
it's like you're doing. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're gonna fucking redo this shit. Did you learn
Yeah.
it for the first time?
Yeah.
But I like the scene at the end that we get with Adam and then freaking Laura as they, because he kind of he tells little Adam the story about how they met and how she
Yeah.
like came to the wrong class
Yeah.
and blah blah blah.
Mhm.
And before she dies, she's like, oh, like just there'll be an echo, like feel the echo, and
Yeah.
could just come and
She's like,
find
you'll
me.
find me. Yeah.
And then we get that nice scene at the end where she comes to class late and obviously comes to the wrong class,
story,
and
yeah.
then Adam's like telling the just doing his thing, man, and that was a fucking great scene. I love
Yeah.
that they ended on that scene, and I was
It's
like,
like a nice, like
Exactly.
warm, again, like a nice heartfelt scene of just like, oh, they did reunite.
Yeah.
Like it did work because they also pulled it off with the kid too.
because we saw that scene in the trailer. There's like a flash of that
Yeah.
scene,
Yeah. Right away.
and that was one thing where I was watching the movie. I was like, fuck, when are we gonna get this
Yeah.
scene? Did they do that to us where they show us the scene and they just cut
It's
it out of
not
the fucking
fair.
movie? God damn it!
I think, yeah.
But
Some movies can be clever about that with the marketing, if that's what they meant to do, like if that's what they intended. Because you go through so much of the movie, and then they bombard you with so much craziness around her that when she's gone, you're like, fuck, she's gone. You're not thinking about that scene. And then it pops up, and you're like, oh,
yeah,
cool.
so yeah,
Yeah.
it was freaking great.
I loved it, man.
The Adam Project. Go check it out on Netflix. Mark Ruffalo, Ryan Reynolds, Walker Scobell,
Zoe
Jennifer
Saldana,
Garner.
Jennifer Garner.
Zoe Saldana,
Fucking stellar
Catherine
cast.
Keener.
Stellar cast.
What else do you motherfucking want? But yeah, that's what we watched for the week, guys. That
Yeah,
was the
that was
Ryan
all right.
Reynolds week
Hell
talk.
Yeah.
And let's transition. Let's get into some
Good old fashioned
freaking
trailers.
Let's get into some freaking trailers as I spark up this freaking third joint for myself because
Hit it.
I'm trying to fucking get high.
Get litty.
I'm trying to get stoned. And yeah, so what's the first freaking trailer we're talking about, man? This is one we've been wanting for a long fucking time.
Starting with Obi.
Starting with the one, man.
God damn it.
The one.
dude. The one.
The one.
The one. I am the one. The one.
Dude, I was just gonna say that. I am the one. It's not done.
Oh man, yeah. Fucking. I was blown the fuck away. It was so good. I can't fucking wait to see this shit. I'm so fucking excited. I think.
Yeah, we're talking about the Obi-Wan trailer.
Oh yeah,
Obi-Wan
Obi-Wan. Sorry, Obi-Wan Kenobi dropped a trailer. Spoilers, potential spoilers for the trailer and the movie.
Obi-Wan Kenobi himself dropped
Yeah.
the trailer.
The series is just called Kenobi, right? Or is it Obi-Wan Kenobi?
I think it's Kenobi.
Yeah, it's just
People are
Kenobi.
probably gonna be calling it Obi-Wan or some shit
Whatever,
like that.
yeah.
I'll call it whatever.
I'm gonna call it fucking the best show I've ever seen in my life.
I'm gonna call it Vengeance.
I'm gonna call it Vengeance. Hey, Vengeance. Fucking. So yeah, I first of all love the fucking music that they decided to use for this trailer because it fucking opens with the theme is called Duel of the Fates.
Yep.
Fucking. I was like,
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit! I got
That shit's-
fucking crazy hyped, bro.
Yeah, that shit gives me goosebumps because
that song used to fucking pump me up when I was a kid, dude.
yeah, I remember watching fucking episode 1 and when they're freaking
Yeah.
fighting Darth Maul. Oh my god, dude, that shit would.
That's just epic.
Oh my god.
He
that shit
only
makes me wanna
uses
fucking
his, like-
rage.
Apparently, it like fucking go like shows. I don't know if they showed his double lightsabers in the trailer or not. I was too young to like really remember.
I don't
But
remember.
seeing the reveal now, like watching the movie, they only show him with one lightsaber for the whole movie. Little
Yeah.
sidetrack on Phantom Menace really quick.
Mhm.
And like he has a long hilt, but that's it. So when they do finally fucking reveal him and he comes out and the fucking theme plays for the first time in full force and he goes, it's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
It's so good, dude.
That's so crazy. It's funny. I saw freaking like a meme of like because it's so funny, right? Back in when New Hope came out, like what 70s,
77. Yeah.
Yeah.
77. Yeah.
right? Obviously Ben Kenobi makes a Clone Wars reference, right? and people like it shows like people in 77 probably like, what the fuck is a Clone Wars?
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
And then George Lucas is just like, and
I'm
then
gonna show you
yeah, I'm gonna
later.
show you. Then just
Yeah.
waits a hella long,
Yeah.
and then now you get the Clone Wars, and you're like,
Yeah.
oh my god,
They did. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome, dude.
But yeah, so Obi-Wan Kenobi, the fucking trailer. I thought we were gonna get it on the Super Bowl. I remember we were talking,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, yeah, man.
It
I was
has to
like,
be.
I was like, it
Perfect
has to
time.
be perfect time.
Mhm.
Like, why not the fucking Super Bowl?
Mm-hmm.
Biggest freaking sporting event probably of the year, besides maybe when like the World Cup is on.
Oh yeah, the Super Bowl though is famous for advertisement space though, because you not only have to pay ludicrous amounts of money, but you have like incredible amounts of audiences watching worldwide. So,
So
it's
I
coveted
thought-
airspace.
I thought we were gonna get Obi-Wan then. We didn't, but
Yeah.
we got them. We got him last week, I believe.
Yeah, I think so.
And it was great. It was
Yeah.
just a minute or like a little over a minute.
It's like
I
a minute
believe.
45.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe around
Almost
there.
2 minutes.
Almost
So
2
not
minutes,
like a super long trailer, but
a lot of
fuck,
impact.
man.
A lot of impact.
We get a lot. They
It
did
very
what
much, yeah.
they did what they needed to do.
Yeah, for sure.
We get Ewan McGregor. We're
Mhm.
getting him back. We get fucking what's homie who plays freaking Luke's.
Fucking yeah, Uncle Owen.
Yeah,
Yeah, god damn it, Joel Edgerton.
Joel Edgerton. Yeah, we get
Yeah,
Joel Edgerton back
Edgerton's
as
back.
Uncle Owen.
Yeah, it's gonna be cool.
That's gonna be great because
Mhm.
it looks like he's probably gonna have like a prominent role. I mean, obviously he has a prominent role within the Star Wars, just
Yeah.
universe in general. He fucking raised a Jedi
He
basically.
raised Luke. Yeah, like that's one thing that I think is very exciting. Is it's like, I know, and I do also want Star Wars stories to eventually start to move away from the Skywalker family, but they're fucking doing some good shit with it because it's like they casted that actor way back when he was pretty young, and I don't think in a lot of stuff yet. And the fact that he's evolved and like grown to become like I think an Oscar nominated actor at some point or another, and now you have him back for a fucking event series that's still fucking Star Wars.
Yeah.
Shit's awesome, dude. Like that's some good fucking payoff right there. Some good casting, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's like one part of like I guess you could say the Skywalker like family that's not necessarily like fleshed out too much yet.
That's why it's exciting. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I was gonna say. Yeah, exactly that. Yeah.
And like I said, Uncle Owen raised
Luke
the greatest Jedi probably
in history.
ever. you
Yeah,
know?
I mean, it depends on what it's like now, you know, because we have a different story. But
it's
the
like
old
Luke-
shit, yeah.
Luke
is
doesn't.
the greatest ever.
Luke doesn't make the decisions that he makes without the upbringing of
Yeah,
about
Uncle
without
Owen
his
and
upbringing.
Beru. Yeah,
So
for sure.
we're gonna see some of that. Obviously we see a shot of young Luke Skywalker,
Mhm.
so that's fucking great.
Yeah.
The show's taking place, I believe, 10 years after Revenge of the Sith, so he's gonna be about 10 years old.
Cool. That's gonna be awesome.
Dude, yeah.
Yeah,
That's gonna
so
be
like
great.
I'm wondering because that's a great scene. It's like they have shots of Obi kind of like sitting on like a transport doing his good little fucking beard puzzling.
Yep.
Like you know what I mean? Just fucking sitting there. God damn it. And then they have a great shot where you see him looking through like some scout binoculars, the classic Star Wars ones, and then it zooms in on a little kid fucking
I think
sitting
there's-
on top of the hut
I think they're similar to the ones that he used in
that Luke used, right? In
A New Hope.
okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you see him sitting on top of his fucking house, the same house that he
Yeah.
has in New Hope, and he's just fucking pretending he's on a pod racer and
And
shit
he's on
like
a
that.
fucking T16,
Oh,
you know,
God, it's
bullseye
so good.
fucking.
Bullseye fucking Womprats.
Yeah.
It's not so hard. We used to
Yeah.
bullseye Womprats, not much bigger than that back on Tatooine.
So, you're a fucking Jedi, bro.
yeah. Yeah. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we see a lot of people in this. We see we get the Inquisitors.
Yeah, the first
see,
live action appearance of
yeah,
the Grand Inquisitor.
We see the Grand Inquisitors. I believe the fifth brother is another one that we see.
Cool.
We see a new Inquisitor that we haven't seen that wasn't in Rebels or Jedi: The Fallen Order. I
Yeah.
forget what her name is. Let me actually.
They're adding Inquisitors all the time, which I'm totally okay with. You know, it's like
Yeah, I mean,
Jedi
there's-
hunting order would. It only seems fair to the Jedi to like also let them kill some of the Inquisitors. You know, like as much as they're
Exactly.
hunting the Jedi's, the Inquisitors are going down too. And you gotta
Yeah.
keep getting new ranks.
So you have Moses Ingram playing Reva, who's also as the third sister.
Okay.
So I believe that's a new Inquisitor that we haven't seen yet.
Cool.
But we see her. We see the Grand Inquisitor. we see the fifth brother.
Mm-hmm.
We see them on there was some like sort of question on. So we see them go to the like the Inquisitor sort of base, right? The Inquisitorius, the Inquisitorius.
The Grand Inquisitorius.
Yeah, exactly. And if you've played Jedi Fallen Order, you're familiar with that, right? So immediately I knew what that was, right?
Yeah.
You see them in like the little conference room, whatever,
Yeah, it's awesome.
and people were like, "Oh my God, are they like somewhere else? Like, where are they at?" And I was like, "Dude, are you not?
Go play a game.
Yeah, go play go play a fucking game."
Star Wars. You want to find everything? You gotta go read a book. You gotta go play a game. You gotta go watch some movies. You gotta watch the shows.
Hey, you're just out here watching live action sporting events on the television on Sundays, and you're not playing games.
Hey,
I don't know what to tell you.
I don't know what to
But
tell you.
but yeah, people were like, "Whoa, what is that?" And I was like, "Dude, it's the fucking Fortress Inquisitorius, my guy. Come on, you never played a fucking game." But dude, yeah, I'm excited for that. A lot of people were upset about the way the Grand Inquisitor looks.
Yeah, I can kind of get behind it, I guess. I mean, I think that one thing that the live action appearances of any character that they bring from either animated series, whether that's Rebels or Clone Wars, is going to suffer from that animation have art styles.
Yeah.
And both Rebels and Clone Wars depict the very same characters in completely different art styles.
Yeah.
And some people have fallen in love with this version. Some people have fallen in love with that version.
Yeah.
Some people like them both. Like there was even debate among the designs back then. I remember, like when Rebels started doing their softer designs. You know, like I feel like Clone Wars is very like angled, like hard shapes versus they're kind of a little bit more kid-like.
Yeah,
you know?
Clone Wars is a little boxier.
Yeah.
Rebels is a little smoother, a little rounder.
Yeah, exactly.
And like you know, like if you watch Clone Wars, like Count Dooku doesn't look like the way he fucking looks in Clone Wars. You know,
yeah, definitely not. Yeah.
I mean, definitely when I saw it, I was like, it looks a little awkward, but I was like, I'm not upset because it's all gonna come down to how he plays the Grand Inquisitor.
For sure.
And if he plays him well, people are gonna be like, "Oh my God, this is the greatest fucking Grand Inquisitor I've ever fucking got in my life, man."
Bro, I have to say though, like they have to get a good. I hope the actor is good because the voice actor that they ended up getting to play the Grand Inquisitor in Rebels was fucking Lucius Malfoy, bro. The older Malfoy. You remember him?
Yeah.
That's a good bad guy.
Yeah.
So I hope he's good. I don't know. I could see. I don't care because I'm honestly could give a fuck about the Grand Inquisitor. We already know how the story ends. Like I think it'll be cool to see him as like, the enforcer or whatever.
Yeah.
But they gave us a very, very little hint at the end of the trailer. But I'm fucking here for Obi versus fucking Vader round 2, dude.
Dude, yeah.
That's what's
so we know we're gonna get that. It's been said that we're getting that they're gonna fight at least twice, I believe.
In this series?
Yeah, I think they're gonna fight twice.
Holy fuck.
So I read something somewhere that apparently Darth Maul was supposed to be in this show. And they even had who's that play Ray Parker?
Yeah, Ray Parker.
That plays him.
Sure.
They had him actually, on some sets starting to do some stuff. And then that's when they rewrote the Kenobi series because they wanted to be a little bit, I don't know, I guess they said it, the first sort of story of Kenobi sort of mirrored the Mandalorian a little bit too much. So they're like, nah, we got to redo this and we got to switch it up. So then that's when they took out Darth Maul. And then they were like, all right, we're going to do fucking Darth Vader. So it looks like we're going to get a couple of those, a couple of fights of freaking Obi-Wan and Darth Vader, which I'm excited for. Do you think we're going to get fucking Obi-Wan taking out his lightsaber, bro? Do you really think? Because he's at a point in his life where...
Like in the scene at all? I mean, in the show at all?
In the show at all. Because we're at a point in his life where he's really like...
He's trying to hide as a Jedi.
He's trying to hide the fact that he's not a Jedi. So he's not taking that lightsaber out unless it's fucking do or die.
My ideal version of this, because believe you me, I have thought about this, is that like the show opens and he has not turned his lightsaber on since he fucking chopped off Anakin's legs with it. Like that's the last time he fucking put ignited that shit, right?
Yeah.
And so it's been 10 years. He's put it away in a box or whatever. And I honestly can't imagine us getting. I really hope we do because we have been getting a lot of fan service lately when it comes to Star Wars stuff. But I don't know that we'll get 2 lightsaber duels in the movie. When they say 2 fights, I don't know if that's what they mean. Another side thing that I'm hoping for is that we get to see Obi-Wan use of the uncivilized weapon. I think he's gonna be fucking using a blaster in this shit.
Yeah.
Because what I think would be dope is that his first confrontation with Vader, he's on the run from some Inquisitors or whatever, blasting away and shit like that, using the Force to throw stuff or whatever, being a cool ass Jedi doing flips and stuff. And then Vader shows up and he's like, "What the fuck?" And he's like just trying to fucking run, like very similar to like the end of Fallen Order, right? Where like without a lightsaber, without his like defensive, because Obi-Wan is the greatest defensive Jedi of all time.
Yeah.
Luke's the greatest overall, but in terms of mastering the defensive form of whatever it's called, he's the greatest ever. But without
third lightsaber form.
yeah, but without that, he'd probably have to fucking run from
Yeah.
Vader. Like he could definitely overpower him. And so I think that'll be the first like fight or like confrontation. You know what I mean? And that because I do really, really hope that we get a delay of the lightsaber reveal. I think it's kind of like if they showed us fucking Luke busting out his lightsaber in some training with Grogu on The Mandalorian, I can't imagine they would not show us Obi-Wan with his lightsaber in this. But I do hope that it's delayed.
That's
like,
true.
I want it to take a while. You know what I mean?
Like, as in, I could see them like doing the lightsaber reveal. Like
It's
if they're having
episodes,
2
right?
fights, 6 episodes.
Yeah.
If they're having 2 fights,
Yeah.
6 episode if the last fight, because this is a limited series. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I don't think it's gonna be like the grander ones. It's
No.
the 6 seems to be the sweet spot though.
Yeah,
honestly.
I think it's just gonna be this one and done.
Oh yeah,
sort of
for
scene.
sure. Yeah.
So, man, that makes me sort of like nervous because
Yeah.
it's like, okay, if we're getting 6 episodes and it's a one and done season,
Yeah. They got a lot to do.
we got a lot to do. So hopefully each episode's like an hour long.
I think it'll be. I'm hoping for 40 minutes. I would of course love an hour long episode, but I think regardless of the show and regardless of the franchise, Disney Plus has shown a very like inconsistent time length when it comes to their series, whether the limited series or the like. Basically, WandaVision was like the only one that had 8 episodes, right?
Yep.
Everything else was like 6. But yeah, anyway. So I don't know. I think we might get one that's like 30 minutes. I think we might get one that's an hour at the end. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I think it might fluctuate. But I do hope for longer ones.
I just want like really good, fleshed out, consistent story.
Yeah.
If all we're getting is this one episode in 6 seasons,
I mean,
or
it
it's
has
one season and 6 episodes,
Mhm.
because this is this period in time which is very fascinating in terms of like Star Wars, like history.
Yeah.
Because it's a time where the
Empire's-
Jedi's basically all wiped out. You know, there's probably a few Jedi just out there. You know, we know there's Obi-Wan. We know there's Ahsoka. We know there's Yoda.
Yep.
We know Cal Kestis is out there.
Probably still around.
We know there's fucking Ezra and
Ezra and Kanan.
Kanan.
Mhm.
And that's about it, you know.
Yeah, that we know of. Yeah. There's
And-
a lot of Jedi that get killed in between for sure. Like
Yeah.
in those 10 years probably leading up. Yeah.
And so obviously this is a time where also like Darth Vader and the Inquisitors are straight up just killing Jedi.
Mhm.
So this is a fucking crazy time that
Mhm.
they do. If this is all they're doing within this period of time,
Yeah.
you know, they have a lot to flesh out.
Yeah.
If they're, you know, gonna be fan servicey.
Yeah. I think what they can do too though is like they can lean on the nostalgia and the like recognition of the original series, and that like we're already used to seeing an empire at full force, like in control of the galaxy, you know? It's like in a way they can just like just jet you right back into that. Like just like you're saying stormtroopers and stuff like that, you know? So it's like familiar enough.
Yeah.
But I want to see Vader kill some fuckers.
Yeah.
I want to see some cool ass Vader shit, dude. Give me some Rogue One level Vader scenes. Like I want to see him chop a Jedi in half or something.
Do you think we'll get a Vader series?
I would love one, but I don't know. I think it could be a good spin-off series because the Vader comic book I did read for a good little minute. Like I don't know how far I got, but holy fucking hell, they can tell some good Darth Vader stories for sure.
There's a lot, and I know there's like a comic. There's a Vader comic where he has this sort of like dream that he turns back to like the light side and stuff like that. So I think that would be a crazy thing, series for him or something just crazy to see like in live action.
If we were gonna get a Vader series, I would hope that it would be like Vader Year One, basically.
Yeah,
where like he is, because like what they did in the ones that I remember reading is basically him learning how to cope with like his new existence, because like fucking after the original trilogy or whatever, the Force ended up being like biochemistry as well, with like all that crazy shit. And so like because he got his fucking legs and his arms chopped off, he's like not quite as strong as he used to be and shit like that. And so he has to learn how to like work with the big gigantic metal fucking body.
Yeah,
And it's pretty cool. It's like some Frankenstein shit, like learning how to become the monster. It's fucking awesome.
And his castle is basically this huge fucking tuning fork for the dark side.
Yeah,
basically.
Yeah, just like
helps
fucking
channel the
charges all
fucking
of his hate.
That's
dude.
fucking crazy.
It's so good.
Yeah,
the Vader series is great, and they could honestly, I think, really flesh out a lot of cool Sith stuff with that, because there is a lot of like dope ass Sith, like fucking, like legacy shit that they have as well.
Yeah,
but yeah, I don't know. We'll see how much of that we get in this one. I hope that Vader is like an actual character in the movie.
And not just like cameo pieces.
Yeah, not just like a monster. I mean, it would be cool if they play him like a monster as well. Like he's just this overpowering force that shows up every once in a while and fucking destroys.
Yeah.
And then
like how he is in like Fallen Order. Like you fight him and you don't beat him at all.
Exactly. Like Kenobi, Obi-Wan takes like a while. It takes the whole series to get ready to fucking confront him. You know what I mean? It like takes him a minute to get back to that. Because he probably hasn't been training. You know what I mean? Like I doubt he's been keeping his shit up other than like some meditation stuff.
Do you think we'll get a Liam Neeson Qui-Gon cameo, or we get some of him in this series? Because at the end of Revenge of the Sith, we do have that dialogue between Obi-Wan and Yoda, where he's like, yo, I've had contact with your old master. I can teach you how to fucking communicate with him. So do you think we'll get some like Force Ghost?
I would really hope so.
Or do you think we'll get some dialogue from Liam Neeson?
Yeah, I mean, I think
because I would hope so, dude. I want to see. I would want to see a fucking Force Ghost.
Liam
fucking
Neeson. Straight up.
I've been watching Batman Begins and seeing Liam Neeson. I'm like, fuck, dude. I need to see. Yeah, bring him fucking back, please, please.
I think if we don't get a full-on Force Ghost, like they were able to use sound bites of him for Rise of Skywalker, so they can probably pull at least like some old voice lines and do some crazy Disney magic. I think that's weak as fuck, believe me. But all I'm saying is that I think at the very least, that's what we'll get.
Yeah.
I'm hoping for the very most. But yeah, I'm down. I want it too, dude. Bring back some Qui-Gon for sure.
I think it's something that we could see because, like I said earlier, right? So 1977, we have fucking Ben Kenobi talk about, oh, yo, I fought with your father in the Clone Wars, right? Yeah. And then fast forward to whenever freaking Phantom Menace starts to come out, and then we have the Clone Wars movie that comes out after that. We finally get that reveal of, okay, what is the Clone Wars?
Yeah.
And so George Lucas doesn't say things without fucking saying things in these fucking movies.
Yeah. Like if something's put there, it's probably going to be paid off.
Exactly. Yeah, so I think with Yoda saying that, yo, I can teach you how to talk to your fucking old master, I think that's what we're going to fucking, we might fucking get here.
I think so too. Like, the people in charge of Star Wars now are really good about keeping those payoffs intact too. You know what I mean? Even though George Lucas isn't there anymore, like they're doing a good job of keeping to all that shit for sure. It's been fucking fan service all over, dude. It's awesome. Yeah.
Kenobi.
Can't wait.
Excited. May 25th.
Not too far. Not too bad. Got a couple months to go.
Hell yeah. And let's slide over to our next one, another series coming out this one in probably about like another not too long, bro. Like
30th?
Yeah, so like a week and a half maybe from now, I think.
Another Disney Plus series.
Yeah, another Disney Plus series. Moon Knight. Starring fucking one of my favorite actors.
Fucking
Oscar Isaac playing Moon Knight, Mark Spector, Stephen Grant, fucking Mr. Moon Knight. God. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Oscar Isaac is playing a whole fucking bunch of different people.
Playing a whole cast of characters. Just pulling a split.
Yeah.
We got a fucking...
Yeah, we
James
got
McAvoy.
Ethan Hawke in here as well. And yeah, this one I'm really excited for because I don't know too much about Moon Knight. But I love Oscar Isaac. I love everything he's been in, from Ex Machina to Dune, to this now. Like, I'm super excited.
Me too.
He's, I think, solidifying himself as one of like the better actors, or even one of the greatest actors of our like generation.
Yeah, for sure.
Just because of all the different roles that he's done and what he can fucking do.
Got versatility.
Like, holy
for sure.
shit, man!
Absolutely, yeah.
Like, homie's been in Star Wars. Homie's been in some indie shit like Ex Machina. Homie's been in Spider-Man.
Spider-Verse 2.
Yeah, like what the fuck, like.
Now he's doing Dune. He's doing this movie. Yeah.
Now he's doing this movie where he's literally playing a couple different characters. Like, so.
Yeah, no, I'm excited too because like the initial images that we got in the teasers were already very exciting to me. I think like they did a good job of kind of hooking you in with this like.
I can't tell the difference between my waking life and my dreams.
Oh God, he's got a great little accent. I love it. I'm excited to hear him.
Yeah.
But they basically like gave us pretty hefty teases in the beginning, and so now, like leading up to it, as the marketing machine is going into play, it's nice to hear. I think Kevin Feige, maybe it's just in an interview or something, but basically talk about how they're taking the Iron Man 1 approach with this, and that like they're gonna build them from the ground up. Like they're not relying on the rest of the MCU to build this movie. First of all, I think it's the first movie that's going to take place in London, right? Like wholly in London. Sorry, god damn it. Yeah, show. They're basically fucking 6-hour movies at the end of the day. Yeah. But yeah, right? I think it does I think it takes place in London. It seems like it. He's British.
Yeah, I think that's where it's taking place.
Yeah, and I think this is the first thing for like a whole story to be there. I think we've
to be somewhere else other than
America. Like I think we've been to London before in like different adventures or whatever.
But something hasn't like taken place specifically. Like,
yeah, exactly. So yeah, I think they have like very clean slate to work with. And one thing that I was thinking about when I was watching a trailer, actually like just before we set up and everything here, is I could be shooting way too far with this one, and maybe he's just kind of an old school guy or whatever, but when he answers the phone, fucker's got like a Motorola Razor. And so I wonder if maybe we'll get like a Captain Marvel type deal where they're going to very like not, I guess Captain Marvel's not sly about it. They rely on 90s like nostalgia a lot. But in this movie or show, god damn it, maybe they'll be better about it, and that like maybe it takes place in like the early 2000s or something. Yeah. Like around the same time as Iron Man or whatever. Yeah.
I don't know. See, I don't know like what year it takes place, but I think the reason that is because the phone. So, if you're not familiar with Moon Knight, in the comics, Moon Knight is a character that
it's like 4 different characters.
Yeah, so basically Moon Knight is the embodiment of this character called Khonshu. He's basically like the moon god, or he's basically portraying himself as the moon god. He's basically just a god of like this older pantheon of gods. Mark Spector is basically the secret agent sort of person who, in the comics, he goes to Egypt, finds him, and, kind of strikes his deal with Khonshu. Like, all right, like, I'll do what you want me to do as Moon Knight so you can be in this realm, blah, 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 and tries to turn around and be good. In the comics, he develops these different personas, Stephen Grant. He also has another one who's like a cab driver.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. And then he has Moon Knight, obviously. Then he has Mark Spector, who's like, I guess, supposed to be the main one. Yeah. But then in the comics, some shit goes down where he, ends up not being able to differentiate between who the main, persona is. Is it Mark Spector? Is it Stephen Grant? Is it blah, blah, blah? Yeah. This one, it looks like they're going for more of like a, like dissociative identity or like split personality sort of disorder. So that's going to be pretty interesting. Yeah. And so the phone, I believe, is just because I think that's Mark Spector's phone. Okay. Because he answers the phone and they're like, oh my God, Mark, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, why are you calling me Mark? Yeah. I'm not Mark. And so I think, I don't know, just because he's an agent, maybe he just uses a Motorola Razor.
I'm excited for, I wonder, the MCU has always like got some layer of comedy in it or whatever. I'm excited to see like what kind of jokes they can pull off because remember just this like very small one that I saw on Instagram one time that cracked me the fuck up of like Spider-Man and Moon Knight standing there, and like it's just Moon Knight and him, and they're like looking off in the distance, and there's like a confrontation going on with a bunch of bad guys all around, and Moon Knight's like, oh shit, I picked a real bad time to zone out. He's like, what's going on? And you just see Peter, and he's like, just punch you, I punch in a second. And they just fucking charge in. It's fucking great, dude.
God damn.
So like,
dude.
I feel like, you know, we're probably gonna be set up for some funny shit too. I think, and I think Oscar Isaac can be pretty funny, man. Like, I'm excited. I think it's gonna be really good. It seems like a new take for, as far as like a tone, like it seems like a new tone, like like something unique for the MCU. You know?
Yeah, all the
addition.
all the reviews that I've seen, because I know there are people out there that.
I've already seen this shit.
Well, I don't know how people get you, but I know there are some people that specifically get to like see the first like few episodes of like the series,
like for reviewing purposes.
Hopefully, with this podcast going on, we can become those people.
Damn, that'd be
you know what I'm saying? Hey,
what's
hey,
up?
we love talking about your movies and shows. Let us know. Let us watch the first 4 fucking episodes, and we'll talk about that shit spoiler free.
Spoiler free.
Spoiler free. We'll do
make
that
sure to cut that shit out, even if we do. Come on, guys.
Come on. But yeah, from all the like reviews that I've seen that are like literally like 2 lines, it's all of them have literally been like, this is something that we have not seen from Marvel before. So I think it's gonna be pretty dark. We're really getting into like the darker side of the MCU.
Yeah,
I believe that first, like, you know, the Infinity Saga like was very much, you know, a lighter side. You know, we do have like darker stories in there, but it is very much bubbly, a lot lighter.
Yeah, each movie's like some variation of a comedy, more or less.
Yeah,
like
obviously it gets darker with like, you know, Infinity War with people fucking dying and shit like that.
But then they don't die.
Yeah, but then they don't die. But, you know, here we're definitely getting to a darker side of, you know, the MCU where there's heroes, but they're sort of anti-heroes sort of still at the same time. Because while Moon Knight is doing these things sort of for good, and I say good like that, and good in quotes, is because Khonshu's really taking over Mark Spector and his life, so he can like kill people and do shit like that. But Mark Spector is trying to do it for good, so we're gonna see like there's gonna be a struggle, so we're gonna see if it works out. And you know, Moon Knight is part of a you know, a team with like, you know, Blade, with Daredevil, with, you know, people like that, people that are more on the darker spectrum. So I'm excited to see them flesh that out.
Yeah,
you know,
I definitely think that they're gonna reestablish the darker, because originally Daredevil wasn't part of the MCU, and so I think they're gonna reestablish that tone again, so that they can set up exactly those characters, like. Because we obviously got Matt Murdock back in No Way Home too, and
we're getting this. Yeah, we just got
we know Blade's coming.
Yeah, we got him at the end of Eternals, like that. You know, that end credit scene.
Voice. Yeah. Sure.
There's got to be something with Black Knight, because in the comics, Moon Knight, Blade, and Black Knight are part of a team.
Yeah, because Black Knight's also Britain based, UK based, right?
So. Maybe we'll get a freaking Black Knight cameo. Maybe we'll get I think we might get a Blade be getting a Blade cameo in this too. Dude, if I remember right, because I'm pretty sure I've seen that somewhere that we might be getting a Blade cameo.
Give me some Jon Snow.
Some Jon Snow.
Some Jon Snow.
And some Mahershala.
You know nothing, Jon Snow.
You know nothing, Jon Snow. Yeah, dude. And some Mahershala, bro.
And some Mahershala Ali, bro. I'm down. Give it to us. I'm ready.
Yeah, the couple trailers that we've got, we've seen some fucking good shit. We've seen him jump down and see like the crescent moon with his freaking
that's like
with
his gliding cape. Shit.
That's great, you know.
That's the one thing that I love, is much as the Batman is a much finer crafted film, and you can appreciate many things about it in the way that you can appreciate wine. But god damn it, the MCU's got some swirly ass motherfucking drinks that you can down, man. That shit's good.
God damn,
fucking literally just giving you images from the comic books
exactly.
shamelessly. Like they just throw it in there, and they have done a good enough job building this universe to where it's believable now. Not believable, but you know, enough to where you're not gonna be like, that looks ridiculous. Like it looks fucking cool.
Exactly. Like, the MCU is giving me a bunch of food that they know I love, and I'm not gonna say no to it, no matter how much they give it to me. You know,
pizza, bro.
Yeah, exactly. No matter how many times you give me pizza, I'm not gonna say no. Yeah. You know, maybe once or twice. Yeah. But out of 10 times, you know, 8 out of 10 is not too bad. Yeah. But Yeah, this shit it looks really good. We have that in one of the trailers we have a scene where Moon Knight's like jumping over a car, and he's like, dude, he's doing this great little like fucking tossing his little moonerangs or whatever they are. Moonerangs,
like
dude.
it.
Just freaking at these two, and it looks freaking.
It looks
it looks
awesome.
great, man.
They like come out of his chest like symbol and shit like that.
See,
like
did they do that before the Batman or after the Batman? That is my question.
I have no idea. They both look cool.
A question to later be answered.
Yeah,
We'll see. Well,
Yeah.
dude, yeah, that looks freaking great. The suit looks awesome. I think the CGI on it looks good from when he's like the Stephen Grant character and then transforms into like Moon Knight. I think that stuff looks
great.
For the trailers. It looks really good. Obviously, they're still gonna until we get the show. They're still polishing stuff up, so there's still time to like
it's gonna be
polish things up. Even though I really don't think they need to.
I mean, yeah, but there's gonna just be an extra sheen on it, by the time it comes out in the series. Hopefully, I think that the visual effects work on all of the Marvel series so far have been pretty stellar.
Regardless of what you think about story-wise about them,
they know how to put on a show.
The effects have been really good.
Always good.
They're the only money.
Yeah, they're the only superhero movies that get nominated at the Oscars for special effects, pretty much.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah, I'm excited, dude. I can't fucking wait.
Yeah.
I'm ready for another corner of the MCU to be explored. I love that they're fleshing out all these different corners with the series and stuff like that, because obviously the Marvel universe is vast and it's not just tied to the big giant events that happen over the course of, some long sprawling villains plan and shit like that. It's nice to go back to these like single shot stories and stuff like that.
And I love that characters like these that do have like a lot of layers and a lot of depth are getting series versus just like a couple movies, because you can flesh them out so much better within that series, obviously depending on how much focus you put on those characters and put on those series themselves. But something like a Moon Knight, you do need you do need a lot of time to flesh out a lot of that story. So I'm glad that they're doing it like this and not just trying to shove it all in like a movie and stuff like that.
And I mean, if you really think about it too, man, like the amount of screen time that an actor gets if they have a series to themselves probably rivals the amount of screen time, or at least is relatively close to the amount of screen time that an actor had over the course of the last 10 years, because they were spliced in with 8 other gigantic big name actors in a tiny little 2-hour movie. You know what I mean? Like Anthony Mackie probably has more screen time than Chris Evans does at this point, because he got a whole series plus all the movies that he was in. You know what I mean? So I think that's nice. They're able to, like you said, like they can flesh out in basically the same amount of character that they took the last 10 years to do, because they have the streaming shit, man. It's great.
Exactly.
God, I love it.
And they got a great freaking actor in Oscar Isaac to do it.
Yeah, he's gonna kill it, man.
And I'm excited to see the Ethan Hawke character. Like I said, I don't know too much about Moon Knight, so I gotta do my little bit more of my research before the freaking show comes out. Because definitely want to bring you guys some episodes where we talk about those.
Episodes we'll do Moon Knight for sure. Absolutely.
But yeah, I'm excited to see what Ethan Hawke has to bring to the table, because obviously he's a freaking great actor, and having 2 great actors like that, across from each other, working together, I think that's going to be freaking great. So Moon Knight, I'm excited. Y'all need to check it out. Disney Plus. I don't know what days it's going to be dropping, but I believe it's dropping first on March 30th. So whatever day that is, it's probably going to be weekly after that. So yeah, freaking check that shit out. Any last thoughts on Moon Knight?
No, just fucking stoked. I'm ready.
Watch that shit.
Go check it out.
Hell yeah. And then our last trailer, man, I'm excited. It's not really a trailer, but it's more of a
gameplay reveal.
It's a gameplay reveal of Hogwarts Legacy.
Yep.
The newest Harry Potter game that's going to be coming out holiday season this year. I don't know what that's going to be, probably sometime, November, December-ish, probably sometime December, just to give them,
Harry Potter
some time to
feels.
fix it. But yeah, basically it's an immersive game where you become a wizard yourself. You come into Hogwarts late as a 5th year.
Yeah, very interesting.
And you're going there to study magic. Obviously, there's a story behind it where, there's some dark things going on. There's some dark elves that are looking to take over Hogwarts and some other stuff. And you as a character are learning your spells and learning how to become a wizard yourself, while also fighting some darker forces. And man, fuck. this gameplay, I was telling you about it at work, and I was like, man, they're gonna release the first 14 minutes of gameplay, and I was fucking excited.
Yeah, it looks really, really good, man. Like I am, I'm excited and surprised at what we saw. I'll say, because I was under the impression that this was gonna be like a big ass MMO type, like online Harry Potter game, where like a bunch of people were basically gonna make like zany characters and could do a bunch of microtransactions and shit to play with each other and look like Harry Potter people.
Yeah.
But it looks a lot more focused than that. It seems like it might just be like a single player like story or whatever.
Yeah.
And holy hell, it looks like they're gonna let you do everything you ever wanted to do as fucking Harry Potter. But you get to, of course, like, you know, you said, create your own wizard. I'm kind of wondering if it's gonna be like in the like BioWare like vein of games. You ever played any of those, like fucking Mass Effect or like Dragon Age or any of those games?
Uh-uh.
Those are like big long sprawling choice based games, because like they do allude to it, right, where it's like by the end of your journey you may affect the fucking, or no, he's a British guy. He's like, by the end of your journey, who knows what effect you'll have on the history of magic. like they're like, you know, leading you up and shit like that. So I wonder if it'll be in that like sense of like you'll get to make choices throughout the game that might affect how it turns out and shit like that, you know.
It looks like it. You know, it looks like something like that. Because you can do stuff kind of like that in the Assassin's Creed like Valhalla game, where you can make specific choices and your ending is dependent on, you know, specific choices that you make throughout the game. So there's, in Assassin's Creed, there's like good endings and there's bad endings, and you get bad endings by making the wrong choices at certain times. Like there's like a few main choices that you make throughout the game, and depending on how many you get right, how many you get wrong, is
certain things unfold. Yeah.
So it looks like this might be something like that, but I'm excited for the immersiveness in this game, because you're really gonna looks like you're gonna fucking go to Hogwarts, and hopefully
just be a student.
Hopefully after I finish this game I get like some wizarding degree or something like that, because you're gonna be able to do fucking like potions, you're gonna be able to learn, you know, you're gonna learn spells, you're gonna learn all this freaking shit that you would basically if you'd go to Hogwarts. So yeah, this looks like everything I've ever wanted to play in a freaking Harry Potter game ever in my fucking life.
Absolutely, yeah. I feel like you're gonna get, because the thing that excites me, that part looks awesome, and I am super, super hyped about getting to do that. But honestly, for me, the part that excites me a little bit more is the transition that they make once they get into like the spells and the combat section or whatever. They kind of tell you like travel the world with world-renowned professor, whatever his name is. And it's like, it seems like at a certain point you'll go off and you'll get an open world to explore. And not only that, but it's going to be kind of like what like seemed to me like a Harry Dumbledore dynamic of like this like prodigious young wizard who can do awesome shit, going on adventures with like a fucking old ass wizard who can do awesome shit.
A young kid going on a journey with the old man.
Back to the Future.
Freaking, but the first part of the gameplay I was just like, all right, this looks kind of cool, like all right, cool, go to school for potions, blah blah blah. But then as soon as I got to the combat, dude, I was hooked, because they started there looks like there's so much depth to the combat, because you know, it looks like there's a lot of different spells you're gonna be able to learn how to do, and depending on what types of spells you like, so what kind of wizard you want to be, like your fighting style, it, you know, really looks like you can tune your character to that. So if you want to, you know, be more of a defensive player, you can probably be that. If you want to be more of like an attacker, like someone, you know, that casts a lot of attack spells, does a lot of damage, looks like you'll be able to do that. So I'm excited. It looks like there's going to be a lot of combat in the game from what they've seen. So those are things that excite me, and how well the combat can be. You know, when I played Jedi Fallen Order, I was really excited, because I was like, all right, how is the combat going to be in this game? Is it really going to make me feel like I'm a Jedi? Can I, the homie Patches just chilling right there.
What up, Patches?
Hey, hopefully he doesn't freaking pee on the,
Hey, Patches.
ground.
Chill out, bro.
I think he is, God damn it.
That's exciting.
Patches, we're catching you on the act.
God damn it, bro. You really,
this is there.
This is how you want to make your debut, buddy?
He's an old man, dude.
Oh, Patches.
Yeah, he's like, I don't know, 20. Yeah, he's like 14 years old.
That's a good name for a dog, man.
Patches. Yeah, that's what he had when he was young, and that's it. That's
Patches.
That's funny. I kind of knew that was gonna happen, and I didn't want to stop and just freaking
Open the door.
I don't
hey,
know.
man, you called it.
Yeah, but yeah.
Anyway,
but yeah,
yeah.
Back to the action.
Yeah.
Yeah, the combat in Harry Potter, I'm excited for because it looks like you're gonna be able to do what you want to do. You're gonna be able to find what kind of spells you like to cast in the battle style you like, and those are things that I like because, like I said, when you're playing Jedi Fallen Order, you really feel like you're a Jedi. You're jumping around doing a bunch of stuff. You can chain your attacks, and it looks like you're gonna be able to do that pretty well.
Yeah.
In this game, and so I'm excited to get straight into that, and because it looks like. One, the combat mechanics look pretty well.
Yeah.
I don't know. It looks like you kind of spend a lot of time in between. Like you cast one spell and it looks like a couple seconds.
Yeah.
Kind of pass before you can do the next one. But like the movement in between that is what interested me the most because you see the character like cast a spell and then kind of like do like some barrel rolls and like jumps in between to kind of like pass the time. So that looked pretty interesting to me. I liked that.
That was one thing that also kind of like reminded me of what do you call it? Like those Dragon Age in particular, not really Mass Effect, but like why it reminded me of the BioWare games is like the combat in that game is I doubt that they'll take the exact same mechanics, but there's two different ways you can play it, right? You can like press the big old PlayStation button, the big old touchpad button right in the middle, and it'll freeze it, and you can do like old school RPG where you like pick your moves and you tell what you want your team to do and stuff like that, and then you unpause it and they do it and you watch it unfold. Or you could do it live action where it's like, because like the little like flourishes and stuff that he had, like I was like noticing like a lot of like the same animations and stuff, and so I feel like it's like maybe there's like attack button, right? Like a standard like shoot, so to speak. Like that's the red one, like the red spell that you're seeing. And then it's like you can customize all of your like power moves or whatever to be like, the shield shit that they said, the fucking what else? It's like they said you can do charms and shit like that.
Descendo.
Yeah, Descendo. Accio.
Incendio.
Lumos.
Yeah.
God, there's gonna be yeah. If they say it, I would hope that like it's like how after a while Wizards gets powerful and like they stop having to say the spell every time.
Yeah.
I hope that's the case because I don't want to hear that shit for the whole game. I'm not gonna lie.
Just constantly spamming Accio, 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 Accio,
yeah.
Accio.
Trying to like collect gold and shit like that, like Wizard gold. Yeah.
Hell yeah. And another thing about this game, I'm excited to see like just how deep they're getting into fleshing out the lore of Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Because I think this is one like I don't know, one like really popular like story and like franchise that hasn't really been like hasn't been milked too much. There's not too much Harry Potter like content. You got the books, you got the movies, and
you got Fantastic Beasts.
Yeah, and you got Fantastic Beasts, and that's about it. Whereas like other things, you got books, you got movies, you got comics, you got shows, this, you got that, you got shows, you got everything. You're milking the cow dry at this point. But this like there's so much, and
there's a lot of lore for them to explore, and they can explore it like in a way that's not beating a dead horse. It's fresh stuff that we've only ever I guess what it is it's like the books have established a lot of lore that we've never been able to see visually, and so that's what we're gonna get, right? It's like we're gonna be able to explore the things that we have only read about in the books, which is pretty exciting. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, you see a lot of that. They allude to that in the trailer. And then also there was like I don't know if you saw it, but there was like a developer sort of interview short sort of trailer that kind of came along with this. It was like 4.5 minutes or something like that.
Okay.
And it was a few of the developers basically talking about how when they're developing the game, like they read every single book. They read every single book like a bunch of times. And like when they were doing certain things in the game, they were making sure to go back to those parts in the book to like get things right and sort of try to get the visualizations right. Like if they're reading things on the page, how can we translate that like visually, and how can we connect all these different things together that may have these loose connections, but how can we make these stronger connections within this game? And another big thing, they were like when they developed, one guy was like, all right, like I developed like the Hufflepuff like common room, like we don't know what that looks like visually. We've never seen it. Like, we basically only ever just see the Gryffindor common room like visually. So it's like, he was like, all right, how would I design it? Like, so I think
cool
that's cool.
Because I had always assumed just from seeing the movies that like I mean I did read I read all the books when I was a kid, but I read them when I was a very little kid, like before I was like
able to process what's actually like
yeah,
going
like
on. You're kind of just reading shit to read it.
I remember I read through all 6 of the books because they had come out by the time I was like old enough to read them, and then 7 came out, and it's actually very sweet. My fucking dad read the very last book, Deathly Hallows, I think to me and my sister, for like just like I don't know, like 5 days in a row or something, and we got through it because it's a fucking chunker of a book, bro. The last one, depending on which edition you get, is like at least 700 pages, I think. So it's a big motherfucker. And like they just are fucking goddamn it cooked. I lost it, not gonna lie. I got
they're just rich and freaking
they're rich in lore, like there's a lot of stuff that they can go forward with. I'm real excited for it.
Yeah, one of the things that I saw was because I read a few of the books, but again, I was never like a big reader as a child, and again, like to me when I was like young, it just felt like me very just much reading shit to read shit. I wasn't understanding how to like process a lot of the shit that was like going on, and I'm very much just like a visual person. Like I like seeing things in front of me, and that's what catches my attention. Like words on a page weren't enticing to me back then. Now I'm definitely gonna go back and read the books. But one thing my buddy was telling me, the homie F, shout out to F. If you listen to the last episode, he made an appearance. But he told me how, when if you ever watch the movies and they're eating that delicious fucking food that looks so fucking great, in the big old dining hall. And it looks like it just appears there all the time. Well, there's a room underneath that where there's a bunch of elves just freaking making that shit. Basically, Hogwarts has slaves fucking working for them. Crazy shit.
Sure, yeah, no,
and
100%.
And it looks like we're gonna get a visualization of that in the game, which is pretty crazy because that's something that is it's a deep cut from the book. If you've read it or know about it, which in my case, someone that's read it told me about it, so I know about it. Something you've never seen, so it's something that we're gonna get visually for the first time. So that's great.
It's exciting. I'm ready for all of it, man. I think it's gonna be cool to be able to explore like the more like vast world, because it's like Harry Potter takes place on Earth, takes place in Britain, like or the UK or whatever it is.
We're getting to see what's outside of Hogwarts, and what's beyond like Hogsmeade, what's beyond like the Forbidden Forest and shit like that.
Like
so it's like
and also to a fresh timeline, right? We're in the 1800s, and so you are probably
100 years before anything's ever gone down.
Yeah, you're probably closer to a time where like I'm sure they're already hidden and stuff like that, but it's like magic was kind of a thing back in the olden days. Well, I guess 1800s isn't that far back. Yeah. But
it's pretty far back.
It's a little further back, but I'm thinking more of like, when knights and shit were still around and stuff like that, and magician or wizards and stuff. Yeah. But I'm cool. We got a Merlin name drop in there.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, dude, I'm down. I think I just said I'm cool, bro. Which means I'm not. But yeah, dude, it's gonna be really good. I'm really excited to play it. I wonder, is it gonna be everything like PlayStation, Xbox, PC?
I just saw like it obviously like Sony or whatever, so PlayStation, it was like a PlayStation commercial, so I don't know if it's going to be on other platforms. I hope there's like a PvP sort of like server aspect to it, because it'd be cool to like see the different characters that players make and like get to get to interact. Get to interact and battle against different characters. And fuck, dude, I want to play Quidditch. Let's get a fucking Quidditch team together on a fucking server and fucking play.
Us that we're gonna be able to ride broomsticks.
Yeah, so hopefully we can. I want to play some fucking Quidditch. If there's an aspect in the game where I can play some Quidditch, they better fucking let me.
I think that'd be awesome because man, they had a dope ass fucking Harry Potter Quidditch game. Yeah, that I used to play on the GameCube. Wow. That I'm not gonna lie to you, bro, is fucking fire. Like I'm pretty sure, I could be wrong, but I think you only get to play Seeker. So it's not like you get to be. I know you want to be a bludger, right? Dude,
that'd be crazy. I mean, just because I used to play baseball, so that'd be nuts. Yeah. But it'd be cool to like cycle through, like be a bludger, roles. Be a seeker, be someone that the fucking be the freaking the keeper.
Yeah, I think that'd be super fun because it's like that's something that you can. I mean, that would be very difficult because it's like that's basically building a whole nother game inside of a game.
Yeah.
But if they can pull that off, I'd be super down for that, dude. I'd definitely play some fucking Quidditch.
Oh yeah, I'd be ready if there's some Quidditch servers. Oh, dude, I'm running that shit all the fucking time.
It says you're gonna be sorted, right? Like you can. I think a lot of what we saw was Gryffindor, but
No, yeah, they're gonna sort. I believe that they said they're
you'll
gonna
get to
sort
pick?
you. I don't know. See, I wonder if like, I don't know. I wonder if you're gonna be able to like, maybe I wonder if they're gonna ask you some questions, like like in the movie, like you have the Sorting Hat kind of talking to Harry a little bit and asking him those questions a little bit. I wonder if it's gonna be something like that.
Well, because I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I can't remember if this comes from somewhere in the movies or if it just comes from somewhere in the books, but I'm pretty sure the Sorting Hat will always come up with its own decision on where you should go.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, no matter what, he'll put you where he wants you or where you want to go. Because I think because the Sorting Hat comes back later.
Interesting.
The Sorting Hat comes back later. That was good. That one took me a second. That was good. But the Sorting Hat comes back at a certain time or whatever, and basically like confesses to Harry, like, yeah, motherfucker, I would have put your ass in Slytherin. Like, you're a fucking crazy powerful, like prodigious motherfucker, or whatever. Like, you would have thrived over there in terms of raw power as as a magician. I mean, as a wizard, probably, right?
As a magician. Hey, your tricks would have gone crazy over there, bro.
Tricks would have gone crazy, bro. But fucking.
Hey, you want me to pick a card? I'll pick a card.
I'll pick a card. Yeah, but like at that point, I think both Ron and Hermione had been sorted into Gryffindor, and so he probably had the intention in his heart of wanting to stick with his newfound friends. And you hear him very adamantly going, "Not Slytherin, not Slytherin, not Slytherin."
So fuck you, bro.
He's like, "What? Why? But why though? Why you don't trust me?
You don't trust me, bro? Hey, what's up? You don't trust me?
Hey, what's up, bro?
What's up? Hey, you don't trust me?
What's up, bro?" Yeah, but yeah, dude. I could see it being, you just get to pick.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, like as a game mechanic goes, like maybe they bring that lore up a little bit, and it's like maybe they do ask you a series of questions or whatever, but then the very last question is like, which house would you most prefer to be in? And then whatever you pick,
time.
Yeah, well, no, well, yeah, wasting your time, but it's like first, maybe you'd get fooled by it, and it's like you go through all the questions you pick, and you're like, oh, I am fucking Hufflepuff, or whatever you want. You know what I mean?
Nah, fuck that. I don't want to be Hufflepuff.
Yeah, I don't want to be Gryffindor, bro.
Yeah, you'd want to be that. That's what you'd pick. You'd pick Gryffindor.
Because like I fall into this a lot when it comes to video games like this and just like stories in general. It's like, but they have like main casted characters that we saw in the trailer for all the other three houses as well. So like I don't know how that would like. I mean, I guess it works pretty fine. You just change the color of the robe and you have a different common house that you go back to at the end of the night. But it's like, I'm figuring that like if you pick Gryffindor, like the stock character, it like fleshes out all the houses. You know what I mean? Of like main characters. Yeah, in the story.
That's true. Yeah, because I think you do. I think it looks like there's a Gryffindor character that you're gonna be friends with. It looks like there's a.
Oh, there's no Ravenclaw. That's what it is. There's
looks
Gryffindor, Hufflepuff, and Slytherin.
Yeah. So that's
who knows. Maybe the correct choice is Ravenclaw. Maybe it is some Valhalla style shit, and if you don't pick the right house, you're bound to turn into a bad guy anyway.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, I'm excited to play this game, man. Like I said, everything I've ever wanted in a motherfucking
Harry Potter.
Harry Potter. Harry Potter. Harry Potter. Harry Potter.
Yeah. Snape.
Severus Snape.
Dumbledore. Oh, damn it, bro. Ron Weasley. Hermione.
Harry Potter. Harry Potter. Harry Potter. Harry Potter.
That's so good,
dude. Harry Potter Puppet Pal. Shout out to one of the very first viral videos.
Old school fucking YouTube, bro. Yeah. That shit's so good.
I remember my friend showing me that, and I was like, "Fuck, this is fucking."
It's fucking hilarious, dude. They had a couple of good ones.
It's a ticking pipe bomb.
Yeah. Yay!
Voldemort, Voldemort, Voldemort. God damn, dude. But yeah, anything else? Any last thoughts on Hogwarts Legacy?
I'm excited to cast some spells. I'm excited to fly around on a broom. I'm hoping to get in a game of Quidditch. I'm ready to fucking fight some dark wizards and goblins and shit, bro. I'm here for this game. I'm ready.
I'm ready to eat some of that food, man.
Oh yeah.
Virtually eat some of that food.
Virtually get down with some potions and some magic food.
I'm excited to see that room requirement. Oh yeah, we didn't talk about that.
Oh,
The room
yeah.
requirement looks like it's gonna be customizable. So
Yeah.
it looks good.
It looks like they're giving you the capability to customize your very own Harry Potter experience, which is very cool. I'm super excited about that because
What I want.
obviously, yeah, everybody wants to be in a different house, you know.
I wonder if we'll get to ride on the train. You know, a little train cutscene.
That'd
You
be
know,
cool. To
little
start, yeah.
train loading
Little
scene.
throwback. Oh, that'd be
Yeah.
good. You're when you fast travel or something.
Yeah.
You get on the train.
Just walking on the
It's like
train.
Spider-Man style.
Yeah.
Like you just see him there doing some wizard shit.
Yeah.
You know, like eating some chocolate frogs. Like,
Yeah.
fuck.
Hell yeah.
Wait,
Yeah.
really? Also, really quick before we wrap up, what is your? Because mine is Gryffindor. What house would you want to be in, ideally?
I feel like I would pick Gryffindor too, but also I just have a thing of like, you know, that's sort of like Gryffindor is just painted as this house. It's just like, oh my god, like everyone just wants to be in Gryffindor,
Yeah.
and it just seems like that's the that's the house where you go to when you want to just like be the most, just like the best version of yourself possible.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it's
yeah,
like
yeah.
let's just go there. But I also think like flip side of that, like if that's heads, on the tail side of that coin, like Slytherin would be just a crazy one to be in,
Yeah.
just to see how that goes down, see all the shitty people that are in there,
Yeah.
or maybe not shitty people. Maybe
Yeah, who
people are
knows? I
literally
was gonna
just
say,
maybe there's some cool ass people in there that
Yeah.
are literally just
the kid that they have for like the Slytherin character looks pretty decent. It doesn't seem like, I mean, he seems like a snarky asshole, but he doesn't seem like a fucking piece of shit or anything like that, you know?
yeah.
Yeah.
So
I'm down. I'm ready.
I would say either Gryffindor or Slytherin. One of those two.
Fuck yeah.
But yeah, guys,
Fucking Harry Potter shit.
that was episode 6, man.
6.
Dang, yeah, we
Yeah.
broke past the halfway to 10 mark. Yeah.
We're getting
Episode 6. Join us next week for episode 7. It's gonna be our first recap week. We're gonna go back and talk about some things that we talked about before that maybe when we talked about them they hadn't wrapped up yet, but now that they're over, we're gonna give our final thoughts on them. So I believe we're gonna talk about Genius.
Yep.
And we're also talking about some Pam and Tommy.
Yeah.
And well,
Kind of a mirror episode of our second episode, I guess. I think it was 2.
I forget already, man.
Yeah, I was thinking about that today. I was like, dang, this is episode 6. I was like, dang, we've been doing it for 6 weeks.
Yeah, there we go,
Not
dude.
bad. You know,
Oh,
early,
yeah.
but like in terms of just weeks, like, oh shit, that blew by.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a month and a half right there.
Yeah, exactly.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, man, we're going.
But
We're
yeah.
rolling.
You guys know where to find us. Following us on Instagram at Too High for TV, TOOHIGH4TV. Follow us on Twitter as well at Too High for TV 11. That's at TOOHIGH4TV11. You can find us on Spotify. You can find us on SoundCloud. Go to our YouTube. You can find the first 4 episodes. Hopefully the 5th. Yeah, you can find the 5th one also.
By the time y'all are hearing this,
By the time y'all
are
are listening to this, the 5th one will be out there, and
Yep.
that'll be the full one as well. That'll be the Batman episode. We got 2 full episodes up already, episode 4 and episode 5.
Oh, that's right.
So go ahead, leave a comment on those. What your favorite part was?
Let us know, guys.
Yeah, let us know.
We want to get that interaction.
Yeah,
going,
exactly. Like and subscribe on YouTube. Hit that notification bell so you can know when we'll be dropping stuff. It looks like we're gonna get our podcast out on Monday. Hopefully the video stuff out on Friday.
Yeah, a little bit spread out stuff.
Maybe some stuff in between. I
Who
don't know.
knows?
We'll see.
Maybe we'll have some leftovers. Maybe we'll have some gag reel stuff.
Yeah,
You
hell
know what
yeah.
I mean, we can leave the mics on a little longer next time.
Hell yeah. We'll do some of that. And yeah, guys, this has been great. I'm having a grand old time. I love sitting down each week with my buddy over here, and it's a fucking good time, man.
This is where it's at,
So, yeah.
man. You guys know what it is.
Yeah, this is your boy Ryan,
This is your boy Daniel.
and we are signing off from Too High for TV. See y'all next week.
Adios.
Yay!
Hit me with that clap.
1, 2, 3. Yeah.